Hello, and welcome to our very latest episode of Morning Quest with Doodle and CMoney. I am CMoney, and I am joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Thank you so very much for rocking out with us today. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Guys, I know you saw the thumbnail. I know you saw the name that we have over here, the title. Listen, it's a sad day for these ponies, right? It's not. Look, it's. I see how hard they're working.
A sad day.
It's true. It's
for
true.
these gallopers.
And yes, the gallopers are wild out here in these streets. You know what? We should address that, right? Should we? Should we say that? Should we address it? The
No.
galloper situation?
No, I mean gallopers. They gallop around,
Yeah. Well,
aimlessly, lost in the woods. It is what it is.
all right.
They know what we're talking about.
They know what we're talking about. Good. All right. Listen.
Stables are loose.
The 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 issue is I see these dudes working overtime, right? Like I hope they're cashing checks from Sony, right? They're working overtime to try to show people that the pro is worth it. Okay, they work really hard. Like I see them nonstop on Twitter. Oh my God, look at this, and then you look at it and you're like, what am I looking at, dog? like what are you trying to show me here? It's not looking great, right? So we're definitely going to get into it, but we do have to shout out our homies in the chat. Doodle, go ahead and start.
Well, listen, I mean, the struggle is real for them to go ahead and try to cap for the pisser. And the fact that they try, it went from like, oh, that's cute, look at them trying, to kind of like, guys, okay, well, this is getting pathetic, right? Because capping for something that's just obviously in struggling stages, but you can't let it go, that's the problem. If you told me that it's like a 40-90 and it's already been proven and done, let that whole PC narrative die, right? It's time to let it go. But as we know, these ponies are stubborn. They want to keep going with the same nonsense, these gallopers, right? Which, by the way, who lets them out? It's like they're just aimlessly lost out there, just on Twitter, all over YouTube. It's like, reel them in, especially while they're going through this roller coaster of emotions. I feel like regroup, right? Gather up, take a break, take a breather. Maybe step away from the situation and figure out how you can move forward. But their persistency, money. And again, that narrative with the PC, kind of like, let that go. It's been proven that it's not happening. Right? So at some point, it's just like, what are you fighting for here?
I mean, they're obviously we ponies. Oh, God damn it, gallopers have been doing this for a long time. Okay, I gotta listen. Because I'm gonna feel stupid. I keep saying it. Listen, I think there's some type of thing with YouTube, right, guys? Just to let you guys know that we keep getting like these messages from them. And I think they think when we call, because some people like sometimes it's like smack a galloper, right? I think the YouTube algorithm or the YouTube like we get some notifications. I think they think we're talking about the animals, and they think it's like animal violence. You know what I'm saying? Like they think it's like animal abuse. So like we're gonna call them gallopers. Okay. That's why you might hear us say both words. We're just gonna call them gallopers. We're trying to make this where there's no dumb algorithm or AI nonsense that they're like looking through our stuff and flagging it. It's weird. Okay, so we're not gonna do it. So they're called gallopers. That's what we're gonna do because it's crazy. All right. So that being said, yes, these gallopers are out here putting in some work. Okay, they're out here really trying, and it's like, bro, Digital Foundry couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the dudes who actually have semblance of, you know, some respect that people look at and be like, okay, they're saying it, there's a chance, right? But it's like y'all dudes are nobodies out here thinking that you're doing no, man. Ain't nobody coming at you saying, bro, we're happy with what you're showing us, so we're gonna run to the store. Yo, the stores are full. They're full. Guys, come on, man. Listen, we're gonna talk about it, but you know what this is. This motherfucking it's Sunday, right? Morning Quest is son of a gun. We got all of our homies here with us live. We appreciate each and every one of you. We do have to go ahead and shout out our homies who support us over on Patreon and over on YouTube, obviously. So we do have our Patreon members: Zach McCoy, Adidas 20, Red Sun, Spoonman, and Archangel Nexus. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all very much so. And then also our YouTube squad members. We got the homie Smitty Smith, Avenge Ninja, Zach McCoy, Why So Serious, J Mac, Crimson X25, Bounty, 5.0 Trade Gaming, Rainbow, Hargy Shani, Raging Cajun, Abacab 72, Demo Flow Gaming, MASH, Lord Star Killer SSX01, Machine XP, L Paul, Cage Feeler, Chaos Theory, Game Shark, Nocturnal, Jonas the Dad, Spartan 661, Trey Unda, Boss Red 77, MCell 101, Razor Ultron, Lawrence Davenport, Angry Hippie, AEC Vic, Raiden Blade, G Myers, E Ranks, Six Slayer, Philly Gangsta, Will Broke Boy Lewis, Power Boss, Ryuar Gaming, Roberto Z, JD Gamer, Forza Legend, Adidas 20, Abdel 114 or Clute, our homie, Face Shot, Gogo Pole, Duke Toggle 13, Edward Lafferty, Cullen Prime, Eastside Vandal, Gummy Hernandez, Fark You, Platano J, Sanchez MTZ Gaming, Rashawn Eppinger, Queen Bloomface, Big Mad Mo, Dave Reezy, Jigga J, Isaac Hayes 85, Marcus Hobdy, Dion Hayes, Talus Ray, Kenneth Williams, Quan the Terrible, Kurt User 4 Games, Bell, and B Martin 001, Smokes the Ism, Micah Ford, MASH, Royal Boyle 78, Lord Louis, Hyper King X3, and Storm Bless. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with
you guys.
Of course, we have our elite members, the homie Big Dark Angelic, Spoon Man. Appreciate y'all so much for being a higher level support. And of course, our inner circles, our top tier, our boys, Big Mig Gaming and Coach Hooded Canuck. We appreciate each.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Really do. Thank you all. It really does mean a lot to us. But of course, you know what it is, man. Being here live right now.
Go there. I just caught something.
What
all right.
Catch?
We have a new member, baby. That's right.
Oh, snap.
72, bro.
Oh, snap.
Thank you so much and welcome.
Yes. Music 72, man. That's super dope of you, man. Appreciate you. Y'all know what to do. Put the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest member, man. Music 72. Thank you, homie. We appreciate you so much for joining us, man. You the man. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you so much. Very, very kind. So thank you, man. But of course, being here live, man, you know what it is. You guys are supporting the heck out of us right now, and we appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome, so we thank you. But we do have to shout out our top three. Who are the top three? Who are the first people in this son of a gun? I can tell you right now.
Find out. Let's find out.
I don't know if this is the debut. I'm not quite sure. I feel like maybe you tell me when you hear.
Tell me.
You ready? First one through the door. Not messing around. This is a big deal. You ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Let me see.
Ready?
Let me see.
Ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
Mother effing Kev.
Let's go, Kevin.
Kev live in the building. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, love.
I feel like he was. Do you remember?
I feel like he's been up there before. I'm not sure that ever like first, but
maybe he. I don't know. I feel like he's low key. You know what I'm saying? He's not out here bragging. He's not like, oh, look, I'm first, but he's doing his thing. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Second in the building, no stranger to the top 3. That's right, our homie Anthony Sanchez.
Yes,
Thank you so
Anthony,
much,
what's
brother.
good,
Appreciate you,
love?
fam.
Happy Sunday, baby.
Happy Sunday indeed. And then, of course, we have the homie who this might be his first time in the top 3. Soil Tech.
Oh.
Does that sound correct? I think so. I think this is
You
his
know, I'm
first time.
gonna start keeping track. I'm gonna start
Yeah,
keeping
we gotta
track.
start like
I feel
making a
like that'd be
list.
pretty dope.
Yeah,
That'd
like
be
the
pretty
top
dope.
3.
I'm gonna start making a list. I like that. I like that.
You know, it'd be dope
What?
if as we do the list,
Yes.
we start like ranking who's been first the most, like who's been second the
Oh,
most, who's been
and then
third the
we do
most.
like a little
Maybe we could do like a side, like on the screen,
on the screen. I like that.
like a
Oh, I
top
like that a
3,
lot.
like first
Yes.
people in. I don't know. I think that would be
Ooh,
dope.
let us know. I think that's dope. I
I think
think
that's
that's
dope. I
dope.
think that's dope. I think that's dope. So appreciate y'all being first in the building, man. Thank y'all so much. But of course, we have all of our
Oh,
other
Soil
homies
Tech says
here.
I premiered before. Okay,
All right,
okay,
all right,
okay.
all right. You're messing around. That's what I like to see.
Okay.
See, we
We're
gotta
gonna
make the list.
Yes.
Gotta make the list.
We're gonna start. We're gonna start. I like that a lot.
I'm feeling it. Before we
Yes.
get into everybody else, though, we do got to go ahead and get our homie
Smitty
Smitty
Smith.
Smith in the building. Thank you both for being here.
Go.
Thank you for that
Thank
$5 super chat.
you.
Says, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You know, when I pass away, my tombstone will say, here rests Smitty Smith. But Concord was here way before him. The Book of X, yo.
The Book of X, baby. Oh my God. Yo. That's commitment right there. I love it. I freaking
Oh
love
my
it.
God. That's
Damn.
hilarious. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
Smitty Smith. We love
That's
you,
really
baby.
good. That's really good.
That's dope.
That was
That's
good. That was
dope.
good. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you.
We got music here.
Oh, member for a month for the
Yes.
Dark Doodle rants. There you go. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you so
Let's
much,
go,
man.
baby.
I do see the homie E ranks in the building.
Yes.
Not quite top 3, but yeah, right outside. Right outside. You tried E ranks. You were close. You were close. Archangel Nexus, what's up, Fed? Thank you for being here, man.
Yo,
Kev in the building. What up, playa? Thank you. Oh, he was already. I just looked at his thing over here. Mr. Teddy Keys.
Oh,
Well, it's look
what's
at this.
up?
He has a public service
Yes.
announcement.
Tell us, baby.
Hit that like button.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank
Yes,
you.
please
Share the
do.
link if you can. That'll be
Listen,
fantastic.
you walk in the building, just, you know what I'm saying? Just hit the button. It's right there. It's looking at you. Just look back and then touch it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that sounded, you know.
Well, because you use your finger to touch it.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're on your PC, then you gotta click it.
Sure.
Touch it, click it. They both work. You know what I'm saying? Both work either way.
Listen.
Click, touch, both
Works.
get the job done. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're here for. Making sure we get the job done. Oh my God. He also says CMoney and Doodle show is always on fire. Oh, appreciate you, homie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I see Jacob Novik in the building. What's up, Ed? Thank you for being here. Says, with Kojima owning the Death Stranding IP, what are the chances that Kojima will own the IP of the new stealth game he is making for Sony? Remember, him and Ho said it at the end of the State of Play. Honestly, I think Kojima is going to just own everything he works on going forward. I think that the Konami situation really, scarred him, right? Took away something that he worked very hard on. And, as much as Death Stranding is not for me, even though I really would like it to be, but I can't. I've tried many times. Even though it's not for me, it's still an IP that is a successful IP, and he created a new IP. There's a lot of people who are like one-hit wonders, right? We see it a ton, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who worked on Halo, it's like, oh wow, Halo. So he's gonna go build another game and kill it. And then he goes out, makes some game, and nobody cares, and it's done, and it's just not that good, right? So it's like, okay, well, that was a waste, right? He went out, he made some new IP. People like it. This OD that he's making for Xbox, I don't know what it is, but it looks interesting. And if it hits, it can be another one, right? Like, I don't think he's going to be okay allowing anyone to own his IP. I don't think he needs it, right? Like, I think there's plenty of people who would be willing to fund his games. So he doesn't need to, let go of his IP. I just don't think he'll do it.
Yeah,
General Spartan in the
he's
building.
big enough.
Ooh, I like seeing
Maybe
this
not in
General
height.
Spartan.
I'd say he's big enough. Maybe not height wise, but
Why would you
not
bring
you.
height into
Oh
the
my
equation?
gosh! Right away, he
Why
thinks
would
I'm
you bring
talking
height?
about him.
You're gonna trigger them. As soon as you say height, they're gonna say, yeah, my CMoney is too short. So that's why. This is what they're gonna do immediately. Son of a gun. General Spartan with the dope ass message saying Sony is probably gonna pull the plug on PlayStation really soon if they don't make their money back. I honestly
God.
like I really feel like their first party efforts are going to be highly scrutinized by Sony. Like they're going to be looking at what happens with each first, which every studio, obviously every publisher is going to do, right? But them in particular, with their new kind of, uh, uh, you know, their new way of wanting to kind of scale back and see if they can manage these budgets so that they're not ballooning crazy high and they could possibly make some money back. I think they're just going to see what happens with this stuff. If these smaller games coming out end up making them, the same or more money, but at the same time, they didn't have to put out that much. So they are going ahead and actually releasing games on a more constant cadence, then I think that they'll stick around and everything will be fine. But if they start doing that and start cutting things down, and then all of a sudden it's still not making that much money back, I just don't see them keeping it. Right? They're too affected by it. Right? Like they're very much affected by it because they don't have the dollars. Right? It's just the reality of what it is.
Listen, Sumo Dogs came out here to set the record straight. He wants you to know, C Money, that they're just jealous of your height because you were the
Oh,
reference size for all action figures. Wow. Wow, that one had to cut deep. That one had to cut deep.
you know what's funny?
Mm.
I literally it's like I don't like read the whole thing. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
when someone
So
else
I
is
was
reading it,
just
you just kinda listen to I
listening.
do the
I was
same.
like, wow, look at Sumo Dogs coming and being a friend. And then immediately slap down.
Well, listen,
Crazy.
listen, build you up and then toma, you know? Just
Oh
saying.
man.
But,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, for sure. Got the homie Be Nice in the
yo,
building. What's up, man?
guys,
Thank you
what's
for being here.
good?
Thank you for that $2 super
Thank
chat.
you.
Says,
Happy Sunday,
do
baby.
a membership battle pass.
Oh,
That sounds dope.
that sounds dope. Do
But
tell.
elaborate, please. I have no
Yes,
idea what that means, but it sounds dope.
it
Let us know.
does.
That sounds pretty damn cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
I see. Wait, where the hell did I go? Okay, hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, yeah. Here we go. Queen Blueface in the building. What's up, homie?
Yo,
Thank you
my
for being
girl,
here.
what's up, baby? Happy Sunday.
Got the homie Sanchez MTZ Gaming in the building. Says hashtag the whole slate. That's just inevitable.
Yeah.
It's just inevitable. It's gonna happen.
But,
Uh,
it would be nice if there were interesting and,
like if there was
in
exciting stuff
yeah,
coming
like, if
that
there
we
were interesting
actually would have
games, if
liked
there
or
were a lot
wanted.
of games, but that whole slate, like, it sounds like some heavy duty stuff. Like, if you say the whole slate from Xbox, it's like, "Oh, wow. Okay." Um, that's some heavy duty stuff, but when you hear it from PlayStation, it's like, "Holy crap," you know?
Like it means nothing.
Jesus, help them.
And then the problem is nothing going forward is even like exciting, right? Like that is the crazy part.
That's the thing. Even the idea of like their games hitting Game Pass or anything like that. It's like, okay, well, that's not something that's going to keep people in Game Pass. They're like a one and done. Someone signs up for a month, game's out the way, it's over. So it's kind of like, you know, it's something that you add in there to your inventory, right? To everything else that you have going on. It's not something that's going to draw people in and be like, okay, well, this is a must to sign up to Game Pass for these PlayStation games. It's like, oh man.
What we do know is that as that continues to happen, we will be here to
Oh, for sure.
point and laugh at the Gallopers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's just gonna be there. It's gonna be a good
inevitable.
time. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time for sure, for sure, absolutely. He continues saying, with Lena Khan leaving, Microsoft can buy any game studio and run PlayStation out of business. They will have no choice but to release games on Xbox. I mean, again, kind of looking at the same thing. Like over time, this is just what's gonna happen. And Microsoft, yeah, they're gonna buy stuff, man. They're gonna, and we like that because it means more games in Game Pass for us, right? So ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what matters. PlayStation, like I said, I mean, look, they're gonna keep rocking as a entity because we saw their numbers,
Well,
right? 77 million pieces of games that were sold, right? So like units of games sold, only 5 million of them were first party games. If you delete that 5 million, the 72 million, the quarter before they only sold 53 million games. So if they can survive on 53 million games sold, right? If they just sold 77 and only 5 of that were first party, if you delete their entire first party slate and they don't mess with first party anymore, they're fine. Like there's still people are it's going to take a long time for, the average person who doesn't follow this or doesn't even know that Xbox has Game Pass or any of that stuff or what that means, or they just don't care because they don't play that many games. Because as much as it sounds big, like wow, 77 million uh games were bought, remember that they have 116 million active users. So just by definition, if you assume that everybody who is the 77 mil is just one game per user, then that's 40 million people who did not buy a game, right? This quarter. They did not say, I want to purchase a game this quarter. That's 40 million people. But the reality is that as you add more of the average of how many games per user is bought that are into it, like the hardcore people are going to buy at least 2, maybe 3 games a year, right? Or I'm sorry, maybe 2 or 3 games in that quarter. So if that's the case, that user base of people who are actively buying a game from the PlayStation console itself, like saying I'm buying a game here, are really only about 20 to 30 million people are actually buying a game. And this is why when we look at these numbers, they're so low. This is why you get 1 million copies sold and they're celebrating, right? 1.5 billion copies sold and they're celebrating because there's just not, they're not game buyers. They're just not. This is just the facts of what it is, right? The numbers don't lie. You could say what you want, but the numbers do not lie. This is Sony's numbers coming out here and they're telling you.
and you gotta remember for them, those other numbers are the ones that kind of matter. Why are these players not showing up? Why do we have this amount of boxes? We sold this, right? 1.5 mil. What's happening with the rest of these consumers that are not they're not going ahead and not they're not investing, right? Why are they not investing? That that has to weigh heavy because how do you reach them? You have them there, but to get them to come out and be a part of everything you're doing, that's where they're struggling. The boxes are out there, obviously not in the way that the PlayStation 4s were out there, right? That are out there, but the boxes are out there. 65.5 million freaking boxes. That's not light, especially when you look at what they're selling, right? Their ratio, it's not good.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Like the boxes being out there mean nothing because the majority of people who are playing those games and to be clear, when I say mean nothing, I mean nothing to their first party, right? Like to PlayStation being a first party developer, right? To have studios who are making games. It's it's negligible. Like, it just doesn't matter to them for the long haul because clearly their first party is not what sells the console, right? Not even close. It's just the name PlayStation that has been around, and the casuals still associate the name PlayStation with gaming, and that's it. And so these people are playing what? Those all those what 50, I'm sorry, almost 100 million. So you call it maybe 90 million people on PlayStation who who are active users between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 are playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox. That's it. And then
Yeah.
your sports games and things like that, like those are the one and dones, right? Like they one buy and that's it. They just play that game till the next one comes out. Like this is just what it is. They're not investing, and that's why what you're saying here is the reality. At some point, their first party games are gonna have to go everywhere if they want a semblance of a chance to make it worth having first party studios. It's just what it is. Again, it's not like they are sitting on this huge bank. You know what I'm saying? Like where they have all this money and they're willing to invest in gaming in a big way. They're just not, man. They're showing you otherwise. So
Yeah, he
you
talked
ain't lying,
about
Sanchez.
Sanchez also brought up, about their games coming to Xbox. I think it was Helldivers where they said it's up to Phil and Sony, right? So it's almost like everything else is like ready to go, but they're waiting for Sony to go ahead and budge. It has to be difficult because PlayStation was their branch, right? Like their breadwinner, right? It brought in the money that Sony needed them to bring in. So maybe they're not budging because there's still that little bit of hope that possibly PlayStation will go back to being what it used to be and bringing in, what it used to bring in. But I don't know. They get cocky. The PlayStation 5 did not deliver the way that it should have.
Yeah, game wise for sure.
Mhm.
I will say this. If you think that this is all like if you think the problems of the pro being sold are happening in isolation to this, like you're wrong. Like this is the very reason why the pro is not selling. Is the very reason why. Because at the end of the day, people don't even want to leave the last gen behind, right? They don't even want to leave the last gen behind. So what is gonna like again, we laugh about the gallopers sitting there doing everything they can on Twitter. Oh, they're gonna love this picture. This is gonna be the one. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. The people who are playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, Roblox, all this, they don't care about your pro. And on PlayStation, it is clear. It is clear that they are defined by that audience, right? That is the absolute definition of PlayStation. And as much as like you might want to try to say, "Oh, well, Xbox is not that different," right? Sure, of course, the top most played games are going to be the same, right? But this is the difference. We know that there is a core audience on Xbox who says, "I'm going to pay between 10 or 15 or 11 or 12 or like whatever they're going to pay and have Game Pass every month, right? That is a core group of people who are saying, I want more, right? I don't want to just have the one game and be done. These are the people who invest every single month and have Game Pass. And we know there's 35 to 40 million of them on the Xbox side of things, right? That's huge, right? That means something. That's income coming every freaking month from that core group of people that is just for Game Pass, on top of microtransactions, on top of everything else. It's a big deal, right? It's a big deal, and ultimately, that is why on this side there's no worries, right? On this side, Xbox is already elevated to a level where they're getting that consistency, that money's just coming in, and they're able to invest more and more. Go ahead, baby. You look like you want to say something.
No, no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, no, that's I stopped my thought because I saw you look like you were reading something and then want to say something.
No, I just when you have them there, that's half the battle. Figuring them out, that's up to you. It's like if everyone shows up at the party and then you drop the ball, right? And everybody leaves. They have the people there. They just don't know how to go ahead and attract them and have them kind of, interested in anything, any games that they put out. It's a shame when you have people show up over at PlayStation, show up for Call of Duty and not show up for your games. Like, what does that say about you? It's not that they're not willing to buy. It's that you're not giving them what they're looking for.
Agreed. Agreed.
So, I just saw Big Boy Mike in the building. Bro, what's
Yo,
good?
big boy Mike in the building. What's up, my dude? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here, bro. Culture the Canuck. I see you, player. It's coffee time. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yo, guys, shout out to homie Dark Angelic,
Dark
man. You
Angelic.
changed our lives. You changed our lives, bro. Oh my God. A couple, what was it, last week or so? We were talking and Doodle had brought up that we're kind of sick of Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? We by the
Yeah, the
Starbucks, we
smell,
make the
everything's
coffee.
been a bit. We
And
try
it's
other
just like, oh,
things and it's like,
it's just not that good, right? And we were kind of getting sick and we need coffee. So it's like, oh my God, damn it. You know, like you drink it and you're like dying a little inside, like, why is this happening? Right.
well,
But
yes.
Dark Angelic heard that and said, oh, I know the place I've been using forever. And he went ahead and sent Doodle and I some coffee from Pete's Coffee. And son of a bitch, is it not
It's so
delicious?
smooth. It has
It's
that
so good.
morning smell that
Oh my
kind of
God.
just that alone kind of gets you
Yes.
feeling a little bit more awake. It's dope. Thank you. Shout out
Yes. Well,
to
shout out to the
Dark
homie and his
Angelic,
and
to Mr.
wife,
and Mrs. Dark Angelic.
Mr.
Shout
and
out to his
Mrs. Dark
lovely
Angelic.
wife.
We need a
Thank
name for the
you.
wife. You know what I'm saying? Dark Angelic, Light
Mr.
Angelic. You know what I'm saying? We need like
Yes.
a let's give her a code name too. Okay. Let's
I
so
like that. I
I don't
like
want to just
that.
keep calling her the wife. You know, she's part of this, right?
Mr. and Mrs. Dark Angelic, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, but
That would be
he's
pretty
dark
dope.
and no. She deserves her own name.
I
Right? That's like
agree. I
saying
agree.
Mr. and Mrs. CMoney. You know what I'm saying? Like your Doodle, I'm CMoney. There needs to be a Dark Angelic, come up with one. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
hit us up.
Give
Hit
her
us
a
up.
name. Put her in there
But
so we can talk about
that
that.
was
But we
so
appreciate y'all.
sweet and nice of you guys. So thank you so
Yeah, yeah, it
much.
was
Thank you.
very, very good. So coffee has been A plus these last
Yes.
couple of days. Very, very happy. Razor Ultron in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Primo Drake.
Yo, Primo.
What's up, man? Look at
What's
this. I love
good?
this. I love this. Says Xbox just needs to buy Square Enix, Sega, and Take Two. Then they should be good. Well, I mean, yes, but also I don't know if this is like a pipe dream now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just not possible or if it's not going to happen or what it is. But man, I would really love for them to own WB. I want them to own the whole thing. I want
I mean,
I want Batman. I want Batman to be owned by Xbox. That
it's
would be
just
great.
something's happening there though, because they came out here and they were really like down and out and they were going through some things. And then it just kind of died out. It disappeared as if the problem's being patched up.
Well,
Something's going on
Well,
there.
we haven't talked about it here, just because like other things were kind of more important, so we didn't really go into it. But there was an update to WB,
Okay, do
and
tell.
the update was that they're only focusing on like their biggest stuff, like Mortal Kombat, um, Hogwarts, like the Harry Potter stuff, and DC. So like primarily Batman, right? Which was great for me to hear. So it's kind of like they're
They got a
refocusing.
little loose. They got a little
Yeah, they
loose.
have a bunch of stuff, and I think they're scaling back a bit to just focus on their big IP that they know if they do a big investment in it, the likelihood is that it's going to pay off. I think they understand that Batman is the golden ticket. It's not Suicide Squad. You know what I'm saying? It's
They had their
Batman.
PlayStation moment with the Suicide Squad, right?
They
So I
did.
feel
They
like they
did.
were smart enough to say, "Okay, let's regroup and go back to what we're known for," right? The things that are gonna bring in the money, but, if the mess that they were going through didn't move the needle, I don't think it will in any other way. So that those hiccups that they went through, if that didn't seal the deal in any way, um I think they're good. They're gonna be fine
Yeah.
without. Or Phil's not interested right now. So,
Nah, we'll see. We'll see what comes from it. We'll see what comes from it. Just give me another Batman. I'll be happy. The homie Queen Blueface. You know what?
yo,
It's funny because I've been so tempted because of this news, and she just kind of made it make sense for me. Says I went back and played
oh,
Death Stranding to see if I gave up on it too early. And nope, still put me to sleep, yo. Yo, I just don't get I don't know what it is. Like I was just on like I saw on
that
Twitter
was
and
awesome.
our homie Abdel and Clute, right? He
Yeah.
said he put out a post saying that he went back to play the masterpiece Death Stranding. And when I see things like that, I'm like, what am I not like why
What am I not
like
seeing? Yeah,
what am I not seeing or not even seeing because I was playing it, right?
yeah,
So what am I not like feeling? What am I not
yeah.
like how is it evading me? You know what I'm saying? Like what is it? Like
How am I not connecting to
like
this game? What's going on? Is it me?
exactly.
Let me see. Um,
Exactly. Like Metal Gear, I did like I played it for a long time, right? Metal Gear 5,
mhm.
right? And I enjoyed it. It's just some it just gets so far like so draggy and like so far into the weeds like that I stop, right?
but you see that moment right there. Okay, I want to take that moment that you said when you saw the tweet from Clute, right? And we think of all the tweets and support that went out for Concord that didn't help, right? Or maybe it did, it just didn't help enough. But you think of Astrava and everything they did to try to support it. Those 1.5 million copies that were sold had a lot to do with them pushing the game, not necessarily the game itself. Because there are people out there that say, okay, well, what am I missing? And they did work really hard at trying to push it. It's just that some people can see through the nonsense, but it gets a couple of people or some people that go ahead and the same thing's happening with the pisser. That's why they keep trying, right? It's so evident that it's not worth the money, that is not moving the needle, but it is not moving it enough for PlayStation to go ahead and trick those consumers into buying it. But it is doing something. It's got those couple of people that did show up because of what they felt that they weren't seeing, and maybe it was worth the money, right?
I mean, yeah,
So that's with
yeah,
the
for sure.
trickery that
I
it's doing what it's doing.
so I think Astrobot is a little different because Astrobot is like it looks like a kid game. It looks like a like it doesn't. It's not like a Death Stranding that graphically is like, oh my god, that looks really nice.
But
Like,
for
why can't
you,
I
right?
do it?
You've said it every time, and I back that up. You're a graphics whore, right? So
Facts.
a lot of people are like, listen, it is what it is. If the game is that fun or if it's gonna make me smile from ear to ear, let me go ahead and check it out, right?
I
What am
don't
I
think these
missing
people
here?
have as much power as you're insinuating. Like,
No, what
I
I'm
don't think the
saying
dude saying
is
I'm smiling ear for ear made
the
anybody
power
go and
is
look.
diluting. What I'm saying is the power is diluting, but with the hype that they do try to put out there, it's even with that, it didn't make the movement, but those numbers do reflect a bit of the capping.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any amount of capping that they could have done for this games to make it make anything move. But they could make themselves look like fools nonstop by saying dumb stuff that they were saying for sure. Absolutely. Will Bro Boy Lewis in the building. What's up, my dude? Thank you for being here. He says,
Yo,
I'm getting closer to being in the first three.
yes!
So close, so
You keep
close.
on going, Will. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not. You're getting there.
Oh my gosh. Look, I get the sentiment. A lot of people are feeling it. Primo Drake says, I bought it just so I could see Sony Interactive Entertainment on my Xbox. It was worth every penny. Love to see how far Sony has fallen. I mean, it is a it is a satisfying feeling to see it have to essentially buckle. So that's what it said. It says Sony Interactive Entertainment on there. So that means that that's
Damn.
the even though they got the IP, they didn't go in and change anything on the front, so it's just the same game that was already out there. You would think that maybe they'll be like, "You know what? Let's scrub Sony off of it, and let's just put, like, 505." couldn't be that hard to do, but looks like they still want to keep that Sony name in there. So good on them. Good on them.
Shout
It's always
out to
fun to see.
Power Boss. Our snipers are on point.
Nice. Why? What happened? Somebody got sniped?
He's already Sunday morning. Found one and kapow.
Really?
Yeah.
Sunday
Boss don't
morning
mess
they out
around,
here in these
bro. He
streets?
don't mess around. It doesn't matter how early it is. He's ready for the Gallopers. G Maybe in the building. What's up,
See, maybe
love?
what's good, fam. Wilbur Boy Lewis with that $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you.
Well,
Says,
what's good?
don't lie, CMoney. We know you love that Reforge roast. No, that would never be a thing. We do love roasting Reforge. That's
Yes.
a different conversation.
There you go.
But the opposite way, no, thank you. It's not even close. No, thank you. Fark you in the building. What's up, man?
Fark you, what's good?
Thank you for being
Oh my
here, homie.
goodness. Did you show everyone Fark you got a little messy with Death Stranded. Do you have the pic?
What do you mean messy with Death Stranding?
Did you see? It's pretty
Oh, is
dope.
it a
It's
new
pretty
one?
dope. I don't know if you showed it. Let me see.
Which one? Like the one with us or the one with?
Yeah.
To,
Oh, I didn't see these. Wait, hold on. I
talking
didn't
about
see
this?
these. Oh, damn. I
I
didn't
don't
see
even
them.
know. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know which ones. Are you talking about this one?
Talking about this one. Hold on. Let me show them.
There's this one.
There you go. Look at CMoney. Look at CMoney
Doodle
with
and
the thumbs up.
Oh my god. The crazy thing, he zooms in on it. He zooms in on it on what? No, wait, is it that one?
This
Or
one
is it
right
this
here.
one?
Oh my gosh, that one's got me. Look at C.
No thanks. All right. No thanks. That's
Too
wild.
real?
A little bit. Oh man. Shout out to Fark you out
Shout
here
out to
doing
Fark you.
some
What's
amazing
up,
work.
love?
You know what I'm saying?
He's awesome.
Where am I? Did I say what's up to Razor? I think so. What's up, Razor? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here. All right. Oh, La Rin. What's going on, homie? Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. All right. Going through, seeing everybody talking. Have a good time. Ooh, Mr. Chemo, what's up, man? Thank you for being here,
What's
bro.
going on?
King
Thank you
Web
for
in the
rocking out.
building. What's up, man? Thank
Yes.
you for being here, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. I think Gallopers is a good name. I think it is. I think people
Right.
like it. Be nice, says Gallopers. That's the word. I think that's what they do. That's who they are. They gallop on a normal basis. It's how they stay fit. You know what I'm saying? Look, they got oh shit. Woo woo kid in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you, fam. Oh my gosh. All right.
Oh, Raiden Blade, what's good?
Yo, Rated Blade, what's up, fam? Member for 11 months,
that's
man.
wild.
Thank you, brother. Please appreciate it, homie. He says, hello, fam. Sunday's greetings.
Oh.
Loving everything. Going back to Redfall.
Ooh.
I need to complete back in Halo. Oh, shit. Yes, Halo is really good. Before I play Death Stranding, I'm playing Redfall. Yes, Redfall is, I want to finish that game. I played it for a while, and then the patch came out. I played it again. I was like, oh my god, this is so much better. And it was good before, but this is like even better. And then just freaking like stop playing it because other things keep coming out. Like that's the problem with Xbox, right? Like there's so much stuff coming out on a constant basis that it's like, do I go back? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard. It's hard to go back to play things that you didn't finish when new dope shit is coming out constantly.
Yeah. We did go back in and those vampires got crazy. They're wild, but there's such a good story in the game though. Like so yeah.
Yeah, it's engaging. It's good, man. These people are haters.
I know.
For sure.
I know.
Big B Money, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Rody Revenge, what's up, player? Thank you for being here. Oh man. Smitty Smith in the baby in the building with that $2 super chat says, how about Hoove Clickers? The Book of X.
The Book of X.
I mean, the Hoove Clickers is good too. I feel like it's who click. I feel like so many words. It's 2 words instead of 1. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if can you just create hoof clickers as 1 word? I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. It's definitely a valid option. It's definitely a valid option for sure. Michelle Alexandria, what's going on, homie?
Michelle, what's
Says,
good?
Sony does not make it easy to swap consoles. Took me 4 days of file transfers before I can even use this Pro. Verdict not worth it. Of the 50 PS4 Pro enhanced games, I only have 4 of them. Wow. Maybe you should have read the list. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a list, Michelle. Maybe you should have read the list before, you know, making that purchase. Because apparently it doesn't do anything for anything that's not patched. It's like so minuscule, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's not looking good. Um, I'm still waiting. Be Nice talked about that battle pass, and he didn't the membership battle pass, but he didn't elaborate.
Tell us.
Tell us, man.
Message us in Discord, or I feel like it's Twitter's like such a difficult place, but like to see, because sometimes it doesn't work. They don't show you when you have something to go look at over there.
What, on Twitter? Well,
Yeah,
Twitter's trash.
X.
Yeah, it's a waste of life. Jackson in the building. What's going on, fam?
Sorry.
Thank you for being here, homie. Appreciate you. Sumo Dogs, you already told me because I remember being abused by that
By his
conversation.
comment,
Yeah, yeah.
you
So,
know,
Gun Griffin in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for
he's got to
being here,
keep you
bro.
grounded, but you're already there. Oh,
Absolutely.
get it? No. All right.
Badoom. Badoom. I don't know what sound effect you made before
What
that.
did I say?
I don't know. You said you're like you sound like that.
I did say no.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Chat, let us know. Did I not
I'm
hear it
just
right, or did
saying.
she not say
Listen,
it
maybe
right?
I did
That's the
my own
question.
thing. Freestyle, you know?
Yeah. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Truck Neck in the building. What's up, man?
No.
Says the reality is, who is the biggest publisher on PlayStation? Microsoft.
Oh.
Facts. Facts. You know what that means? You know what that really means? The real question is, who is the publisher that PlayStation has to write the biggest check to? Right? Who do they have to write the biggest check to? Yes, that's going to be Microsoft. Yes. It's great. Big Boy Mike with that public service announcement saying, hit
Yes.
that like
Share the
button.
link if you can. That'd be
Please do.
fantastic.
Please do. Sitting in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Let's go ahead. Oh, Machiavelli, what's up, man? Let's go ahead and
Jesse P, what's good? Happy Sunday, baby.
Runkai Spy. What's up, player?
Get money in the building.
Get money.
Yes.
Oh, 50. All right. Come on, we're getting distracted here. Jeff Seifried, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Service a lot. What's up, playa? Sniped. Blows finger. Who got sniped? Did I even see it?
I told you. Got him.
Oh, I see where he is. Boom, sniped him. Got him. See, that's not even a hesitation. You know what I'm saying? Not even hesitation. Don't come in here saying dumb stuff and you'll be happy. Come in here and say dumb stuff. You waited 2 hours to talk, and then this is what happens. Obviously, not 2 hours here, so they were already around. So Brandon Barnes, what's up, man? Thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Okay, let's get going.
Let's go.
I start feeling bad. I want to start saying everybody and saying what's up. Freddie Fox, what's up, fam? Okay.
Ready.
Let's
the
get
riffs
going.
a lot.
Let me get my
Get your chapter. Let's go.
Wait, where's my book? All right. Let me see. So here.
I gotta hide his book one of these days.
That would not be good.
He'll be hilarious.
How would that be hilarious?
I feel
like
like
at what
would
point
be.
would that make anybody feel like, wow, so funny that now he's gonna spend 8 hours trying to find a book? Would that be? I don't think it would be.
Yeah. You gotta climb off the seat and all that
Wow.
stuff. It'll take too long.
Unnecessary.
They climb
See,
back up.
the abuse is wild. It's wild. It doesn't stop. All right, let me get my thing ready to go. Go here, here. There we go. Okay. So let's start with this. This is it. This is the kind of the bulk of the situation, right? And this sentiment is not unique here. This is something that everybody is seeing. This is just part of the situation out in the world. And I did not click share. So that is why that didn't pop. Okay. So let me just bam. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we knew this thing wasn't going to sell, right? We knew the PlayStation 5 Pro wasn't going to sell. We've been saying it here since day one. We had a fun time when it was up on the store, right? When it was on the PlayStation store, and everyone was like, oh man, it's going to sell out. And then it never sold out. And everybody says, of course, it's not going to sell out because it's for elite people. And then anytime they saw a notice somewhere like, oh, Amazon in this small country in the world, they sold out at first. They don't care that it didn't sold out until they got a glimpse that maybe it sold out somewhere, and they would come out and post, "Oh man, it's sold out." Yeah, they had two PlayStation 5 Pros. Sure, they sold them. Probably realistically, they both got returned now. You know what I'm saying? Like that just seems what it is. But yeah, so it's we had the fun time, right? Every day we would go check. Oh man, can we? Is
They
it
made
sold
too
out
many,
yet?
guys. They just made
Yeah,
too
yeah,
many. That was the other
they
line.
made way too many for sure, apparently. But the scalpers, they had faith, right? Not a lot of them, right? Most of them all bought they all bought the 30th anniversary, right? That's the one that got big dollars. People are spending stupid money because the collector's item, they only made so many of them, right? But the regular pro, I mean, the scalpers were stupid, first of all, for even doing this. But the reality is that they are right now.
It didn't even feel like the scalpers were in there though. Like it
I
almost
know, right?
felt like they were like, "All right, you got us with the 5, you're not getting us with the pisser." And I was like, "Oh damn, they're not even trying." But I guess they did. They didn't sell enough even with the scalpers to go ahead and sell out.
Dude, it's a new console, right? It's a new console. And listen, I'm not saying the world had a sellout, you know what I'm saying? But like a store should be able to sell. Like one store somewhere should have been able to sell out, right? But that's just not the case. Like no one is rushing to buy this thing. It's just not realistic. Nobody cares. And we've been saying it for the longest of time. And you know, you got to understand they haven't shown anything. They haven't shown anything to make it where it is worth it, right? Look at this over here. Big success of the Pro I see. What is this?
Wow. Wow.
Come on, man.
They're hoping for Black Friday.
Dude, this place
That
doesn't even keep them behind. Like other places, like I know like Best Buy and stuff, right? Like they put them in the back, right? Like
Oh
the
my
behind glass.
gosh, even the controller, look at it
Yeah,
stacked.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody like it's not even like nobody cares. Bro, nobody cares. I'm telling you, no matter how much these people come out here and glaze this system, okay? They glaze it. All these dudes, all these gallopers, okay, that are out there sitting there on their Twitters, doing everything they can to try to make the clip look as good as possible. They're constantly showing two things next to each other, except one thing is not lined up where the other thing is, and they're trying to frame it the best way possible. Wow, look at this, look at this. And it's like, fam, like What do you think is going to happen? Nobody, you cannot see the difference in any real world scenario outside some of the few extreme places. And even then, when you do see slight difference, it's like, bro, not $700 worth of a difference. Not $700 worth of a difference. Hell, not even a $300 worth of a difference. I don't care if you trade in your PlayStation, your old PlayStation,
Or you got your girlfriend to give you
or
$500
you
for it.
hustled your girlfriend, your girlfriend to go ahead and give you 500 for your console. It's still not worth that amount of money. The only way this would have been worth it for people is if it took the place. If it were the new $500 console and then the PlayStation 5 went down, and then even then we would just say go buy the PlayStation 5, save yourself some money because it's not necessary. There's only a few core group of people who will buy this console. The people who just want the best tech, right? The people who just want the best version of their console, right? Of choice, right? Which is fine, right? It doesn't matter how you spend your money. If you find the value in it, sure, right? I don't care about the people who are buying it. The problem that Sony has is the people who are not buying it, right? The people who are not buying it, and frankly, the people who are buying it are going to suffer because right now, when you see what's available for it, when you see what the developers have chosen to do with it, right? It just really is not like any significant use of it, right? Like it's just nothing visually that you see that's dope. The frames per second are only going up 20%, 30% max, not 45% as the PlayStation claimed, right? Only in very, very tiny circumstances, like very extreme circumstances where they managed to get close to it. But for the vast majority of games that are out there, the pro versions of these games are doing nothing, and that's with developers trying to put their best foot forward on launch, right? Like I remember an old quote from like Ubisoft back in the day, and they're like, yeah, like we always want to be there on launch of the new
Yeah,
console because like that's the
that's
time
the
that people
time.
are most excited. That's when
Absolutely.
they're most excited. So right now, this scenario right here where they're most excited, people are not buying this thing, bro. People are not. They're just not interested. They're not. No one is excited by this. Again, I don't care if you
No one
bought it.
should be, man. No one
It's
should
just that
be. I get why they're not. The scalpers are gonna get screwed on this one
they
because
already are.
yeah, listen, I'd suggest if you bought it to sell it, return it, right? The pisser, it has to it's an L right there. If they weren't willing to pay $700 for it, they're not gonna go ahead and pay a scalper for it, especially when it's still available. You can still buy it.
Everywhere.
Exactly.
Everywhere. I could walk
So
into any store that is selling consoles and buy the Pro. Unless the store says we're not going to stock them because they're not worth it. No one's buying this crap. Like that's the only way, right? That's the only way. It's just has no value. I want to get Sir Riffs a lot over here because like the PlayStation, the success of PlayStation is
okay.
very skewed. Okay. Like the idea, like people think that PlayStation's success is because they made amazing games, right? That's the way they try to frame it. They try to
Mhm.
frame like PlayStation, their entire success has been because they're this great publisher or they make these great games. It's a lie. It's a lie. And we're seeing that play out with the Pro. We're seeing that with their numbers that people are not buying their first party games at, in any, reasonable way, right? Like it's a pity like how little people do, right? But there's a very easy reason. And Sir Riffs a lot explains it right here. Sir Riffs a lot says DVD sold the PlayStation 2. I remember that.
Yep.
That bro, it was the cheapest DVD player. 100%. understand, at the time that the PlayStation 2 came out, DVD players were readily available for $7, $8, $9, $1,000. Like DVD players were stupid expensive. DVD player was the PlayStation 2. That's what it was for so many people. So many people. And into the future, there's people who just bought a PlayStation 2 as a DVD player.
Yep.
Literally all they were doing them
That
for.
was the
So
cheaper way in.
that
Yeah.
is the only people want to glaze the PlayStation 2 like, oh my God, it sold so many consoles. Bro, I almost guarantee you that half of those people had no interest in playing a game.
No, I mean, you have a cheaper DVD player, and then you have the option of if you ever decide to go buy a game, you can play it. So you get both.
Right. So that was the PlayStation 2
Yep.
waste, right? As far as like the potential of it was boiled down to the DVD player. They didn't make decent games. They had decent, there was a lot of games on PlayStation 2, obviously, but that wasn't it, right? The DVD is what sold it. Move on to PlayStation 3. First of all, Blu-ray was obviously the bet that they took. They
Yes,
created
they
that,
did.
right? We
But
all
let's not
remember
forget, it was
HD DVD.
$600.
It was. It
So
was.
it eventually, because of the Blu-ray, it eventually sold, right? A lot of PlayStation 3s. But they had to go ahead and reconfigure it because it was too expensive. They had to make a cheaper version of it. Take out the fluff.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So
it happened over time.
the Blu-ray aspect of it was one of the major reasons why it sold, right? Then he adds like everyone is streaming from their TVs now. PlayStation has no selling point. Yes, well, even if we continue on the idea, PlayStation 4, right? There was no more Blu-ray or anything like that that mattered. I mean, I guess
I have
4K.
Edward Laffy here, if you're ready. He says PlayStation 4 took off because Xbox One was $100 more.
Yeah, so PlayStation 4, you're right. PlayStation 4, the real reason that that took off so quickly, price difference, $100 more for the Xbox One, came with the Connect that people just didn't want.
People weren't
And
ready for it. They're always early to
well, the
tech.
Connect on the
The
360 blew up, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
they just
it
didn't
was
want it to
so
be
good. It
forced
was
in,
so good.
right? They didn't want it to be forced, which is fine. And then on the then it was the messaging, right? Xbox's messaging on, they were too early for like you just said, right? They were too early for what people were ready for when it came to, digital sharing and, digital games, and every disc was just a digital version. It was just like a key for it, right? Like all that stuff, which is what we have today. People were upset about that, or not willing to invest in that because they were afraid, right? So at the end of the day, that PlayStation 4 success was because of, blunders from Xbox, right? That's just what it was, right? That was the reality what it was, because Xbox had the better games, right? For sure. Right off the rip, Xbox had the way better launch lineup. It was definitely everything else, not the games, right? So that was the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 5 at this point, right? It's just the name, right? That is what people know, right? And so that's why it continues to sell. It's not the games that we see it. We see the numbers. We see what they've all sold the entire generation of the PlayStation 5. There's no way, shape, or form that the games had any real impact on PlayStation players choosing to buy a PlayStation. It's just not. It's not. It's just legacy. People already had them, so they just keep moving on to the next one, whatever the case is. So that was not the case. Now, how do you go from there and then sell? Remember, the PlayStation 4 Pro didn't really sell either, right? It was like 13% of the
13%,
people, but that's
14%, something
lifetime,
like that.
right? So that's
Mhm.
the entire spectrum. If
Over
you
time.
if you take that 13% and you put a magnifying glass on just the first part of its life, what I'm saying? Like towards the beginning as it came out, nowhere near 13% of the people bought it, right? Like very little people bought it. Um, but even with that, there was a clear reason why you would get a PlayStation 4 Pro if you were a PlayStation, owner, right? Or place or person interested in PlayStation. And it's simply because the 4K generation started, right? 4K generation was coming out. The 4K TVs were becoming more, readily available at a much better price where more people can get involved with it. And that's why the
And
One X
by
and the
the way,
Pro had a purpose.
that's another thing, right? That maybe doesn't get brought up. Obviously, Sony, they make TVs, right? So people who are buying their TVs, when you think of like these times when they had the DVD player and the Blu-ray player, it kind of just align, and it's like okay, I trust their brand with the TVs. Let me just go ahead and get their console too. So it comes with, a trail, and
I mean,
that's also why. But the PlayStation 3, let's not forget, like The Last of Us, right, at the end of that generation, and then that carried into PlayStation 4. I think that it was a thought that, like, okay, well, everyone who supported us with the PlayStation 4 will come in and support us with the PlayStation 5, and that wasn't the case. The same, you saw the difference between the console saw the game sales and everything. It didn't necessarily carry over the way that they probably thought it would. They get very cocky, and they don't they just need to figure it out. Now, you brought up the Pro for the PlayStation 4 and how it kind of like slowly, it was a slow start. Do you see this with the Pisser, right? Is this just a slow start? Because I saw, and I forget who it was, saying, I wonder, I think it was Jesse, I'm not sure. I wonder how it's going to do without a discount on Black Friday. Not finding the message.
I mean, if they discount it on Black
Right
Friday,
here,
there's gonna be a
Jesse
lot of
P.
people pissed, right? Um,
It's so soon though to go ahead and discount it for Black
yeah, there'll be a lot of
Friday.
people pissed that they bought for 700 and then it's
Yeah,
on sale on Black Friday. So
rightfully so.
if that happens, PlayStation's gonna have a whole different problem, right? Look, the PlayStation 4 Pro, it wasn't a slow start and then picked up steam because it ended abysmally, right? Like it was such a small amount of the percentage. Like people think 13% of the fan base had it. That means 87% of it didn't. Like it's easy
Yep,
to look at 14 and think it's good. It's not good. That's bad. You know what I'm saying? That means out of 100% of the people who own a
only
PlayStation of some
14%
type,
showed up.
only
Yeah,
14, 13%, like that's shit. That's not good. That's not exciting. Those are not good numbers. And that's why you saw that the Xbox One X was, I mean, aside from Xbox One X having so much more power, I mean, it smoked it in every way, right? Like it was just a much better console. And the PlayStation 4 Pro was just, it just wasn't it, right? It just wasn't it. It wasn't that good. But even then, you could still see the difference between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro. You could see it. You can't do that shit now.
that's
You're
the
not
thing.
the
Okay,
5
there we
and the
go.
Pro are not like the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro. You cannot see the difference in a meaningful way. I know everybody wants to focus on the ray tracing part of it, okay? But you they- they're being so full of it, okay? Because PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S already have ray traced games. So if you're taking a game and you want to show us the difference, well, look, this game doesn't have ray tracing. Look at how amazing it looks now with ray tracing. Oh, okay. That was a choice that they made, but the games that are out now, many have ray tracing, right? This is the illusion that PlayStation 5 Pro, that's what it is, right? Developers have already gone ahead and made games on Series X, on Series S, on Series S. Okay, already have games that have ray tracing, right? Obviously, the S version is less than the X version, but still, it's there. PlayStation 5 has games with ray tracing. So instead of trying to show games that the developer chose not to do ray tracing on, and then now magically, okay, now they put it now they turned it on, or they did like what Alan Wake was, where it wasn't magically, it was a war of attrition. You know what I'm saying? Like they did everything they could, like they had to write this long ass document because they were
They
trying
did
everything
major
possible
surgery.
to
Yeah.
make this game have ray tracing, bro. It's literally lower than the lowest PC spec ray tracing possible. Lower than that per Digital Foundry, right? And as we're reading it, we saw it looks disgusting, right? But they did as much as they could and they got it on there. Do you
But
honestly
I think
think
they were
that
very well
people
aware that it did look disgusting. That's why they had to come out here and
that's
put a
why they did it. That's
breakdown.
why
They
they had
said,
to
"We don't
excuse
want
it.
people to think that it's our game, that it's not
Yeah, it's
that
the
is
box that's too
somehow
much
not
energy.
compatible or not doing it what it needs to do. It's their box that we're struggling
Yeah, it's the
to
Pro that's
figure
struggling
out."
because it's not good enough. It's not a good enough to carry the Pro label, right? It's just not at all. But the point is that this is all the fake marketing they're trying to do, and this is why people don't care, right? Because you can't go and people want to use Spider-Man, right? Oh, look at Spider-Man. Bro, Spider-Man has ray tracing. Spider-Man 2 has ray tracing right now on the PlayStation 5. No pro necessary. No pro necessary. So what you're saying is for your first party game, Spider-Man 2, you want to show it and look at, oh, look at this. Dude, we see it. It looks almost identical. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks almost the same. Like you cannot tell me that that's going to be a selling point for people. It's not. Only the super tech people, right? The people who just want, again, if you have a PlayStation, if you know you're going to have a PlayStation and you just, when I play a PlayStation game, I want it to look the best. Those are the people who are going to get it.
Well,
Sure.
obviously, they dropped the
Small
ball
amount of
with the
people.
PlayStation 5, and that's why they went back to the box to scratch things up and take things back. This is not capable of doing what we're advertising out there. What a shame. And
Dude,
that is
8K is
one
gone
heck of a situation.
completely.
That should be all over the freaking media that they went ahead and did this. And they're kind of here they are with the Pro, and it's going to be the same issue. The Pro is not going to deliver as freely as they want it put out there that it will.
Bro, they came out and said it. They said, do not hype this up. It's not a next gen console. It's going to do everything that the PlayStation does. The best case scenario that you have is that it's optimized where you get the quality mode at performance level, um at performance level, right? So meaning you get the
Yeah.
way the quality mode looks at the performance level where you get the 60. That's the most that's like the
Sappho.
best case scenario. But even then, when you look right now at the games that are available, when you look right now, you are seeing the PlayStation 5 quality mode for the most part slapping up the performance mode on the Pro. So they're not getting there. There's cutbacks to get to the 60. So when you compare the performance modes, yeah, the old performance mode looks worse than the new performance mode, right? But you still have a performance mode on the PlayStation 5. This is not creating performance modes, right? The Pro does not take games that are 30 FPS only and give them a 60 FPS mode. It doesn't. It's taking what's already there and making it slightly better, right? That's it, right?
I want to bring up real quick because Coach in the building letting us know
And
how
look,
much,
the homie.
yes, how much the console is going. I'm seeing two different prices here. Okay, with the disc drive is $119 over in Canada. So he's coming in with some prices. Like we talk $700, but that's just what we're getting the pisser for, but in other places, it's so much more, right? So Coach Canuck over here, I'm seeing, over $1,000.
Oh
That's
yeah.
crazy.
No, I mean we know that, right? We
That's
know that over
insane.
here is the
Um
cheapest that it is. right? The 700 flat if you don't wanna get the disk drive or the stand, but let's be real, right? Like, these dudes that are the most hardcore, like, gallopers that are out there, right? A lot of them have disk that they play their games from, right? A lot of them has disk. Even Digital Foundry went ahead and showed how wild it is that PlayStation is abusing this idea with this disk drive not being included because on the store, they still have games 70, $80, $90 for a certain like I think Lords of the Fallen is like 89.99 or whatever, and you can go pick up that same game for $20 with a disk drive. Right? And let's be clear, like, PlayStation is not like like, "Oh, man, I love PlayStation and I
But
need it." For the
but, you
most of
know
us, we're just getting
PlayStation,
it
and
as cheap
that's
as
their way
possible.
of forcing the hand to go and pick up the disk drive, right? The games are cheaper out there like that, so you're gonna need this and you're going to want them. That's why they said, "Don't worry, we're gonna make plenty of them," as if you will find it whether, if you want it, you don't need to worry, it'll be out there. Little did they know that it was because it wasn't gonna sell enough and the pisser wasn't gonna sell enough that all these things would be available, but they knew what they were doing. They knew that people will need that disk drive because these games are a lot cheaper. Even if you wanted to buy them used, right? And you don't want to buy a new version of it because the used version is cheaper, that option it's gone when you're buying when you don't have the disk drive, right? I do want to go to Adrienne with an amazing comment over here. Shout out to Adrienne. Happy Sunday, baby. Now,
Welcome,
I
welcome.
want to hear developers complain about having to make a game for the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro, like they complained about having to make a game for the Series S and the Series X.
Agreed,
It's true.
agreed. It's
It's
not
true.
but it likely is not gonna happen because none of these people wanna go against Sony, right?
They
Just is what
don't
it
want
is.
to go against, but what they did with Alan Wake in that breakdown, it is without doing so, right? It's putting out there what it's happening, right? These freaking things that they were out there talking with BG3 and Wukong, it was nonsense. They took the bag, right? Because somehow months later, BG3 turns out that the S is not a potato, and we figured it out. Um,
And
why
it
are
made the other
you
versions better.
yeah, why are you releasing a game if you're releasing it on all platforms unless you took a bag? Why are you not waiting until you figure it out? Why are you not putting in the work? Why are you not working overtime to make sure that your game releases on all platforms at the same time, right? It's all nonsense. It's never been
It
about the
is.
S or the X. It's been about what they do behind the scenes that we don't get to see and be a part of. But slowly, all these things are coming out here and getting exposed, just like the money had in PlayStation ways, right? Developers are coming out here saying, "No, you know what? We didn't want to go ahead and sign that deal with PlayStation." And slowly but surely, they're all going to come out here and do the same thing.
Facts. Facts. Yeah, it's unfortunately for them, like there's literally like these dudes out here, they're capping so hard, and I get it because if they don't get sales up for this box, if they don't find a way to get people to purchase this thing,
To support it,
developers are not going to support it. They're going to do bare minimum. They're already doing bare minimum. So on like imagine going forward when they look at the box and it only has so many sold, like like there's no chance, dude. There's no
oh
chance.
my
Oh god.
God.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
Farq
What?
asked me to check my DMs. Oh my God. Yo, this is wild.
I can't even be excited by what you
This
have.
is wild. Yo, damn. That's crazy. That's what technology can do. See money, you got to go see for yourself. This is crazy. He was able to go ahead and get a Black Friday picture.
Oh my
He was
god.
able. Wow, Fark you, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to
Wow.
Fark you. This is insane.
You see how technology is not
Check
good?
this out, guys.
Look at this shit.
Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this. This is wild. Look, the Black Friday sign in the back on the right side. That's that's wild.
Wow. That's crazy. Man, that
Wow.
hair.
I know.
Hair's wow. You guys wild, yo. Look at this one. Look at this one.
Look at this one. Oh my gosh. That's the first one
What
I saw.
the heck, fuck you? Damn it.
That's wild.
That's a problem. That's
Look
a
at the
problem.
hair though. This is why. Why? This is crazy. Shout out to Farq. That's the homie.
Not nice.
Oh,
Not
that's
nice.
funny.
Um, I mean, but even like when we saw this post here, right? Like, you look, it's this dude who did it says, nobody wants this thing. I'm crying, dog. And then this other one says, I haven't sold a single one in 2 days. And it literally just came out. Everybody saw it coming. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this is this is the crazy part of it, man. This is what's crazy. This is a brand new system. It just came out. This is gonna be the most hype it'll ever have. It just is. You can tell they're not going to go ahead, and none of these developers are gonna do any more with it. There's really nothing to do. What happened?
G-May, we knew right away that it was fake because you can tell by, the Black Friday sign and also because C-Money's
CMoney
looking
looking way
way
too
too
tall.
tall.
Oh my god. Y'all wildin'. Y'all wildin'. Listen, okay. I'm not gonna indulge this the height conversation. Okay. I'm not. But I'm not sure. That being said, yes, everybody saw it coming because this is what it is. Nobody wants this thing, right? We see it. We see it. We see it out in the media. There was a let me get this other dude's post so I can see it over here. Um what's his name? He did a poll just to just for the F of it, right? Um Nico says more than half of the people didn't even pre-order the PS5 Pro. Again, obviously these are small numbers of votes, right, in comparison to what it could be out there. But all of these things they tend to stay the same, right? Like you could for the most part, things like this, you extrapolate them and they mostly stay similar. I mean, you're talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro, 55% didn't order of the people who voted here, right? Over half of the people who answered did not pre-order it, right? And then 10% of those people already canceled it. So only
I
18%.
mean, we had Derek in our chat on Friday, and he already had sent us on
The
Friday
receipts.
morning the receipt from him returning his PlayStation Pro. He returned it because he had his freaking 75-inch screen ready to go, and he just couldn't spot the difference. It wasn't worth the money. So he went, he sent us a picture of the store and everything, like he's sitting in his car waiting for them to open those doors so he can get in there and get his money back. This is a situation where it's like, yes, you may have gotten some people, but once they open it, they if they look at the manual or not, they're gonna see what they see on the screen. And it's not pocket change for what they're giving you. So they're gonna go ahead and get their money back, one way or another. I think the more difficult ones would be if, because somebody brought up in the chat, I didn't think that you can return these. Obviously, a place like Best Buy, Target, Walmart, Amazon, those are easy returns. I think the PlayStation Store, though, may give you a little bit of a problem, and that is probably where those scalpers got. And
Yep, because they can't return
potentially
it.
there's stuck with these boxes that they're gonna take a hit on. They're either gonna have to keep these boxes or they're gonna have to
Well,
take
they
the
are well,
L.
no, 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 hold on, hold on. The
What's
whole
happening
point
on
of
eBay?
the whole point of it is that the of our little, title of this is scalpers are taking a loss, trying to get rid of them. It's not what they're gonna it's not some future situation. They're already
They're already
trying to
getting
sell the boxes for less than what they actually cost just to get some of
know
their money
damn
back.
well this is not a situation where they got it on sale and they're selling it,
No,
this is a brand new freaking console that
dude, the
they are taking the hit on. They want their money back before Christmas. This is wild. And this is how you get a discount on the pisser. If you're looking for it, ponies, that's where you go. You go to eBay.
I
You
mean,
try
they're not
to
even like they're not like the crazy shit is they're not even trying to get their money back. They're just trying to recoup some of the
yeah.
loss, right? They're trying to recoup some of the loss because it's just not hitting. Like it's not worth it to these people. It's crazy.
They should have watched our show. We warned them.
We did warn
We
them.
told them this
We
was
did
not
warn
it.
them. Like they're all putting their bids like really low, like stupid low, hoping that people are gonna come and scoop it up. And it's just like it's crazy. So these dudes, they're right now just trying to say whatever. I want to get something. I want to get something out of this, right? And that's the reality. It just is what it is, man. Just is what it is. Got the homie Smitty Smith in the building. Thank you both for
No.
being here, man. Thank you for that $5 super chat.
Thank
Says,
you.
damn, PSVR 2, the Portal, the PS5 Pro, Concord, and Astrobot.
Ooh,
This is one hell of a flop list. The Book
Triple
of X.
X.
God, it's
Yo,
true,
it's like
bro.
that's what they're aiming for at this point. You're like, is this like intentional? Is this are you are we playing opposites here? Are you trying to fail? I did say it's funny you brought this up. We're looking at the same situation as the PlayStation VR 2 with the pisser, right? Are they going to have to go ahead and end up in that same situation? They are out there still justifying why the Pro should cost what it costs. And it's just the people have spoken just like they did with Concord, and PlayStation did not want to listen. And we all know how Concord ended up. So get ready, pick your outfits for a new funeral that we're going to be having, apparently, if they don't budge.
Yeah, it really is a shame, man.
They got ready for this, you guys. They went and upped the prices of their controllers. They went and upped the prices of their PlayStation 5. They were getting ready so that the it didn't seem as big of a jump when people saw that price tag, and it's still not being a smooth thing, a nice pill to swallow, right? It's still stuck in their throat. They're not
Yeah,
getting this one down.
you know, you know, I remember a lot of people used to call PlayStation the flop station. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like this is literally like just what they've become is the house of flops. You know what I'm saying? Like anything associated with PlayStation at this point, like directly outside of the original PlayStation 5. So the original PlayStation 5 box, that thing still sells, right? But Pro, the Portal, the PSVR 2, freaking Astrobot, first party, everything that they do has flopped. Nothing successful has come out of them at all outside of just the PlayStation 5. And success is so wild to even define on the PlayStation 5 because it's like, sure, they bought the box, but they're not, so many people are not buying games. And that's where the money is coming
So
from.
they were hoping that even if people are not buying the games, that they will show up for the box. But I do think that PlayStation has kind of shown their ways way too much. I think that they took for for granted, they took advantage of their power, and I said it. They're gonna start catching on to your nonsense, and it doesn't matter. It's gonna get to the point where it doesn't matter what the media does or what ponies do out there, the gallopers to cover up, PlayStation's ways. people are going to go ahead and start showing them with their wallet that they're no longer supporting it. It's not the word you hear out there, it's the flopping. That's gonna be the situation, and it's already taking place. It
Agreed.
took them long enough to catch on to this mess. We saw it coming from a mile away for over a year, but, like, this is something that you don't trust what they do anymore, um, and what they're going to do moving forward. Like, they went ahead and put out this statement about how they're gonna be focused, what they learned from Concord, and how they're gonna be focused on their strengths, like their first party game. It's like, if you didn't realize that that's no longer your strength, I don't think you've learned a damn thing.
Agreed. Agreed. We do have the homie Will Broke Boy Lewis in the
Oh,
building.
what's
Thank you, bro, for being
good?
here, man. Thank you for that $5 super chat.
Thank
Says
you.
PlayStation was baiting people to buy Pro when they said it was currently unavailable from the
Yep.
PlayStation Store the day before retail sales opened, trying to create a FOMO. Oh, yes, for sure. It was hilarious because what did all the gallopers do? Oh, I guess it does sell out. I guess people do want it, right? That's what they all came out saying. We laughed at them. If you go back, whenever whatever video we did at that time, whatever show we had, we brought it up. We brought it up because they're wild. Like that's how ridiculous they are.
And
That they were
PlayStation
really
took all
coming
the
out here to say
steps.
that.
Yeah, PlayStation took all the steps. They even put the bundle of the 30th anniversary next to the Pro. You didn't have to go to a different place to find the pisser. It was right in there. So the 30th anniversary bundle it sold out, and then when you looked, it was right in there. The pisser never really went anywhere. It was available for weeks until it was, it hit other retailers, and then they took it off their site. But they couldn't even play with the idea for long of it being sold out, because those were the games that they kind of played with the PlayStation 5. They went ahead and created that urgency, and people will go nuts every time it popped up. They couldn't do that with the pisser.
It's the truth. And I mean, look, that's what they try to do, right? They try to sit there and try to make you feel like some people wanted it, right? They took all their stock from PlayStation Store and said, "All right, let's put them in retail stores. That's where they'll sell." They are not selling. They are
They're
not
not.
selling because nobody wants it. And it's things like this that make it pretty clear as to why. Let me
Let's go to
I have
Safo real quick before you move on.
well, I'm not moving on, I'm doing more.
Okay,
But
so
that's okay.
go ahead.
Saffold says, "What's up, Saffold? Thanks for being here." Says, "Real question: if this doesn't sell, will Sony still support it?" Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Right now, we know that developers are barely utilizing it. Heck, even PlayStation is barely utilizing it. Or the sad part is, maybe they are utilizing. Maybe this is the best that it's ever going to be. I mean, PlayStation games do have the patch, and honestly, it's not impressive. So if this is the best that it's gonna be, I really don't see it getting any better if this is what they can do with it. But if it doesn't sell well, will Sony support it? I mean, they're not gonna invest a lot into it, right? They're not gonna keep, you know, paying these people to do these little upgrades here and there, right? They're gonna just be like, listen, just make sure that the unlock the frame rate, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be doing the bare minimum, man. And that's what they become when these things don't work. Go back to PlayStation 4 Pro, right? And look at how little of a outside of resolution, right? That was the big upgrade, right? Outside of that, what did you gain? Not too much. Not too much. Here, you're not even getting that, right? Here, they're still using remember, this is all the pisser. Like a lot of these games are actually lower internal resolution now, and they're using the pisser. That's how they get the higher frame rate. They're lowering how much the actual can you mute your mic for a second, baby, so that the echo can go away? They're lowering how much power they're using, like how much compute power they're using on the actual, GPU side of things, right? So they're lowering the resolution internally and then using the pisser to bring it up so that they can use that little power to help with the little boost of frame rate that they're supposed to be getting. But it's like, dude, the whole point was that it's a more powerful system, so I shouldn't need to do that. So why am I having to do that? Right?
Because even the developers, it's up to them. They said it in that 9-minute presentation. They squeezed everything in. You listen clearly to those red flags. It's up to the developers if they want to use the tech, right? If they want to go ahead and spend the time and energy to do this. And it's worse than we thought because we said if not enough people show up to buy the pisser, the developers are not going to think that it's worth going ahead, especially with the copies that sell and that now it's like a known thing. It's like let's hope to hit 1 million freaking copies sold, right? That's like the new goal there for it to be like a winning thing because it those numbers are just tough. 65.5 PlayStation 5s out there. Do you really think with the way that the pisser is selling that they're going to focus on people who bought the pisser or are they going to focus on those PlayStation 5 boxes out there, especially if we're talking about like third party developers and they have, games on Xbox and PC and now the Switch 2 coming out next year, where these third party games are going to go ahead and be hidden. Do you really think that they're gonna, if it's too much of a problem, that they're gonna sit there and try to figure out and reach those people that bought and invested on the pisser, or they're just gonna make the PlayStation 5 version and kind of move it along and say, okay, well, we'll get to it when we get to it, or if we get to it.
See, I think the main problem we have is even the conversation we have around the idea of what this is. Like, there's not even like it's just the PlayStation 5 version. Okay, that's it. It's just the PlayStation 5 game, and they're just either allowing for higher frame rate, right, letting you use some of the power there over the original performance mode. Like again, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's no specific pro version. Like if the game is 30 FPS on PlayStation 5, it's not 60 FPS, right? It's not taking 60 FPS games and making them 120 FPS, right?
Yeah, and there's
It's the
nothing said
PlayStation
about it.
version.
Yes.
It's just literally it's just like having a PC where you got a 2060, right? And now you got a 2070, right? Like it's just giving you more with the same shit. Like it's just seeing like, oh, I'm on a pro, which means there's a little bit more power here. Here you go. Like that's you're not seeing anything transformative. Like I see over here, One Punch Jedi. What's up, player? Thank you for being here.
Oh, I have him
Says
here. That's what I was gonna go
they
to next.
yeah, he says
That
they
comment,
don't have
not
a
this game.
PlayStation 5 Pro only game and won't till next year. They won't have it ever. There are no PlayStation 5 Pro only games.
So I
That's the
get that
thing.
I said that from the get-go. Have the games excite the people and maybe they'll overlook all the flaws and the problems that they go ahead that the pro has, right? That the pisser has. He said it a bit more in detail here. Hey, Morning Quest, you'll notice that what's missing that what was sorry guys, I'm a little under the weather. That what was missing in that stack of PlayStation 5 Pros and controllers, a new game only for the Pro.
Yeah, it's
A
not happening,
lot of
man.
games only for the Pro, but at least one that is just exciting the crowd. $700 is tough to go ahead and say, look at the one game that we're giving you. They should have made some games to get everyone hyped up, but I have Edward over here. Hold on, let me see if I find it. Let me see. Um, he says there will never be a PlayStation Pro like only game. I hold on. That's not the comment I was looking for. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
get
mean,
in there. Let me
they
see if I
won't.
can
All
find
right,
it.
yeah. So this is what I wanted to go into, right? And this is why this crap is not selling and why it won't, right? Look at how disingenuous this is, right? So you're talking about Elden Ring, right? Which we know for a fact from Digital Foundry and other places that this doesn't do much of crap for Elden Ring, right? But he puts here PlayStation 5. This is some galloper. PlayStation 5 Pro brute forcing Elden Ring in quality mode. Now, before I play the video, I want you to understand that he has it big and labeled, but I so that there's no confusion. The left side is the PlayStation 5. The right side is the PlayStation 5 Pro. Look how disingenuous it is to show people this and try to make it seem like that we're comparing the same thing. You ready? Look at this crap.
God.
Quality mode without ray tracing showed a noticeable improvement up to 60
Yeah.
frames a second at
Right.
times. As
Look at
such, this
on the left
impressive
on PlayStation
performance
5.
in quality mode
All right.
Versus
Stop talking crap.
yeah,
And then
seriously.
look at the right. Look at what you're looking at. Look at how much more detail there is in the quality mode on PlayStation 5. Look at how you could see so much more. Look at how dark and dingy it is on the Pro side. Conveniently, on the Pro side, you can't see much detail and it's at 60 FPS,
Mhm.
right?
But
Like,
that's the thing, you're compromising. You should not be compromising when you're getting a new console. You should not be compromising when it has this type of price tag. It should just all go together, right? We should just have something set to go ahead and yo, compromising on graphically in the way that we're seeing here. I mean, who would want to go ahead and play at 60
eh,
frames per second when this is what you have to look at?
like it's obvious that the time of day or whatever it is that he's comparing, right, is not the same, right? Or whatever it is. You're obviously either losing some detail, but at the best case scenario is that he's just picking a different type of day. But I mean that it makes a difference. Look at what I'm seeing on the left versus what I'm seeing on the right. You don't tell me that this is a comparison that makes sense to make. You're not showing the same exact scenario, right? Is
Increased
disingenuous
speed
to
and
say to go ahead and show something like that and act like, yeah, this is happening. No, every scenario is different in a game. Every scenario. The fact that I
Yes,
could
but
see
day or
because of the
night, you should
light,
still see the details in the sky and everything else, right? That should still be a part of it. I don't know. I don't understand.
yeah,
But
it's crazy.
someone the comment I was looking for, I couldn't find it, but someone in the chat, and I thought it was Edward, but someone in the chat said instead of spending money making the pisser, they should have invested that money in making games for the PlayStation 5. And
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like that, think about that. They wanted to make this console. They wanted to make the pisser tech and all this nonsense, right? All that money could have been used into making more games, putting into making better games, getting more studios. But we could say the same thing about instead of buying an old movie theater chain that nobody cares about, right? Make more games, invest in studios instead of going ahead and getting more music license IPs that you're purchasing, right? Instead of doing that, go ahead and invest more in gaming and do it, but they don't want to. They don't want to. This was the PlayStation 5 Pro was a way to trick people into spending more money on a console, pretending that they're getting something good when it's literally just can you imagine if the next like the 5090, right? Right? So we have the 4090 right now.
Mhm.
Imagine if the 5090 came out and they said, "Hey guys, we're going to give you a 4090 with new software. So it's going to be with DLSS 4 that's going to make your GPU so much better. That's it. That's the upgrade. That's what makes it a 5090. The fact that we have DLSS 4 on there. Bro, this is it's a software solution. This is not more power. That's why you look at it and you see it's only 16.7 teraflops. 4 years later, they gave you a 4 teraflop bump over the Series X. Think about that. 4 years later, that's all they can muster, right? That's all it is. Just to get you what is already in the Xbox, just not being utilized. And I will go ahead and say shout out to uh Ashtray Gaming. I'm not going to use what he wrote, but he did go ahead and put this out there. So let me show you this. He was talking to somebody, and then somebody says, "No, Series X does not have machine learning." Ashtray Gaming goes ahead and from the Xbox article, directly from Xbox, there's that list. He does make it zoomed in over here.
Thank you.
Direct ML X. This is from Xbox. Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S support machine learning for games with DirectML, a component of DirectX. DirectML leverages unprecedented hardware performance in a console, with the Xbox Series X benefiting from over 24 teraflops of 16-bit float performance and over 97 tops, which is trillions of operations per second. Of 4-bit integer performance on Xbox Series X. Machine learning can improve a wide range of areas, such as making NPCs much smarter, providing vastly more lifelike animation, and greatly improving visual quality. That's in the box. That's in the box right now for a Series X and a Series S. This could already be done. Now, what has Xbox seen take place in this marketplace, right? That most of these people on PlayStation side of things, like these developers, are choosing to make the PlayStation 5 version first. That is the lead platform when they're developing the game. That is why Baldur's Gate had a problem with the
Yep.
Series S. And when they actually spent time working on the Series S version correctly, all of a sudden they found power. All of a sudden it actually helped the other consoles because of the way they coded for it, right? Like this is the issue. Same thing with Black Myth Wukong. Same thing with all these places. They go and they develop for PlayStation 5 first and then go ahead and claim that there's an issue with the Xbox. So Xbox is looking and saying, look, no one's taking advantage of this. It's in there.
It's in there. And
Try
hopefully
to make it.
this is great that this is going on with PlayStation. Hopefully they'll go ahead and start focusing on the right box, right? These changes need to be made. These changes are it's fair. Come on, man. It's fair. But considering the lack of power on the PlayStation 5, and the mess that it is, I think that it was a miss. It's been a miss so far, but the pisser has some type of upgrade, even though it's a foundation to the tech, right? And it's kind of like, here, pay up for what we're going to be exploring and hopefully expanding on. Um, because and I say hopefully because they're known to drop things, right? It doesn't matter if people have invested money on it or not. They're not the type that are going to go ahead and just sit there and really crack at something and try to figure it out. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out.
Well, I mean, for sure. And this is, again, when you look at this stuff, right, and you think about what's happening, Microsoft saw this, right? Microsoft saw that this is not happening, and it's already in there though. Like it was a little disingenuous of that dude from Digital Foundry,
Yep.
right? When they forced him to do a mea culpa when he was talking crap about the lowest of the low ray tracing specs, so that he had to come out on on the camera and make sure
This has
he
been
goes to
hilarious to see
talking
the back and
crap.
forth that they've been doing
Yeah,
and the tiptoeing and the justifying for the flaws that they continue to find, the reactions that they have
yeah.
initially when they find something out. It's been a roller coaster to say the
Yeah, for
least.
sure. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So he went over there and he was obviously going out there to put on a performance to say that the pro is magnitude orders of magnitude more powerful and blah blah blah. Obviously this is all before we got the official specs that is only 16.7 teraflops with no RDNA 3 feature that boosts it up to 33, right? So that's not in there. So it's 16.7 flat, that's it. So he made a fool of himself there, trying to talk about orders of magnitude more powerful, right? Or
But
capable.
turns
But
out that once a PlayStation doesn't have these things, they're no longer necessary or needed for a console, right?
for sure. Absolutely. Right. That they embarrassed themselves there too, talking about it. But he came out and he tried to mock Xbox, right? Saying, oh, that is so much more powerful on the PlayStation 4 Pro, 5 Pro, but that yeah, technically it has machine learning, but they didn't use it, or they haven't built anything for it, right? He said, yeah, they can, but they haven't.
So
Uh,
he said, "What's the point of being first if you're not using it, right?"
exactly. So he's trying to act as if it's not there. This is 100% there. It's already there. Anybody can take use of it. Is that they're not, right? Is that they're not, right? They're choosing not to. And that's a very different scenario between capability and usage, right? That is literally what the PlayStation 5 Pro is, right? Go ahead, baby. Read some. You can read some.
So I want to go right here because I literally just saw this. Hold on, it's at the bottom. Music 72 says Sony lied to Digital Foundry. And it kind of does play out in that way with the way that they kind of go back and forth and the changes that you see. Even the video, CMoney had pointed out that he was literally in the middle of watching a video, and as he's watching it, they just pull the video down as if they found something that they weren't supposed to put out there, or whatever the situation may have been. So they pulled the video very quickly, and they said that they were going to put the video back up at some within 24 hours. I don't recall exactly, but it seems that way even with the numbers, and when they're looking at the pamphlet and the reaction, when they're actually seeing the specs for the pisser, it's as if they were not expecting that, right? So then it's kind of like you're finding this out. You're like, all right, well, let me go regroup and let me see how we're gonna move forward with how we address these things, right? Somehow these things are no longer necessary or important in a console, which you know damn well would have been the highlights and the excitement and the fluff around the pisser, right? So this is what's been taking place, and when you keep track of the videos and you kind of see how it's all playing out, it's like, wow, it's so obvious the capping, right? It's so obvious what is taking place here. So I mean, music, you may be right. This may have been just a situation of like flat out lying. We do know that these things were not just sent out. It was more they brought people in to come and play it on a certain TV, like steps away. The videos were limited. So it was a very hush hush situation, and they've kind of tried to dominate the narrative as they take steps. And someone said in the chat before also about the PlayStation Pro, right? They were talking about the pisser, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting who it was. If you throw in your name, I'll be able to say it once you hear what I'm saying. But they said they can't leave the pisser behind because they're not making a PlayStation 6 for a while. And if we're noticing the way that they're kind of moving around the pisser and the way that they're doing these things, they claim that they're not going to make another console for 10 years, right? The new console, the PlayStation 6, is not supposed to come out for 10 years. I call bull crap on that. They already said that they've been working for years now, for a couple of years on the PlayStation 6. Um, so now there's not going to be one for another 10 years. I call that urgency. They're trying to create urgency. They want people to go out there and panic and say, oh, well, let me go ahead and pick it up then. If we're going to go ahead and not have a console for 10 years, it's bound to happen that they're going to go ahead and deliver and make these games for the pisser, even though they're not showing them now. The same thing happened after their presentation. The Ghost of Yote, the way that they presented that, it seemed like an attachment at the end, right? It seemed like it's something that because the whole show leaked. It was just put out there, play by play, play by play. It was all out there. What game was missing from it? Ghost of Yote. And the way that it happened during the show, it was almost as if the show was over. The show was for the exact amount of time that they claim it was going to be, until they went ahead and added Ghost of Yote. That went over the time. That was the only game that wasn't leaked and put out there. So it just seemed like a desperate move to say, look, we do have games coming for the Pro, so you can go ahead and buy it. Then the next step was the 10-year, we're not doing another one for 10 years. You're not going to get a new console. Again, these boxes are not moving. I think out of desperation, they're trying to figure out how they can create the urgency to make people want to go ahead and get it. We did see, I don't think it's gonna get pushed for freaking Black Friday and the holidays. I do think that, when you have the holidays in and you're looking on what to buy, and people again spend so much money getting gifts, and Black Friday is such a big deal when you find the sales. I don't think that they're gonna have the pisser on sale for Black Friday. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's a little tight. That's a little tight. This console just released. You want people to be excited and buy it for the holidays, right? And buy it for other people, buy it for themselves. You're not looking to put a brand new console on sale for people to buy. Not when it comes out this tight to the holidays. I think that that's not what Sony's looking to do. I don't think that that's what Hiroki's looking to do. Hiroki was very quickly to shut down. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Powerball says, Doodle, I posted Black Friday sale prices above. Above what? This Twitter comment, Power Boss. See, I can't click on it because that's on CMoney's side, so I can't get out of this screen. So I don't know if you want to put them in here. Um, exactly, Colin Prime. See, Colin Prime says you don't put new consoles on sale after they just came out. Exactly. I don't see that happening. I don't see them doing that. So I think that this may be in the chat. Okay, let's see. I think that this may be a situation um where they're just considering what they saw with the PlayStation 5. You think of their numbers with the PlayStation 4. Yes, the PlayStation 4 Pro sold about 13-14%, right? About a four that of the people went ahead and got the PlayStation 4 Pro. But you can see the difference, you guys. You can see the difference between the two. They didn't come out here and did a slow-mo presentation and then pause between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro and made you look at a certain spot to notice the difference of the two consoles. They didn't come out here and do this. Yes, they did need to upgrade the PlayStation 5. We did know. We knew from the moment that they were out there scratching things off the box from the PlayStation 5 because there were lies. They got loose with the lies, right? And then they needed a new incentive to get people to come in and try to go ahead and buy the Pro, right? So they're like, if we scratch this off this box and we put it on this box with the pisser, maybe that will make them come in and say, okay, well, this is what we're getting here. When you start a pattern of lies, it's all bullshit, right? What do we believe? I'm just saying, when you come out here, you have to go ahead and say, here, guys, this presentation was weird to begin with. Let's go ahead and give you only 9 minutes. And while we're doing that, we're going to show you nothing but old games. And these old games that we're going to show you, we're going to go ahead and pause and have you zoom in and have you spot the difference. This is not a worse Waldo situation. This is a console that should speak for itself. So we should have been wowed with the pisser on its own. And again, the stack of games should have been out there. So they want to put out a report of where, like, they're saying, we're going to focus and we're going to have, I know the Scalpers ran with it. We're going to have, now they're going to focus on making a bunch of single player games, right? And they're excited about that. But if these games are being made and they're supposed to, with aside from Ghost of Yote, right? Which again, you guys heard how I feel. This game did not look the part. It did not. We're talking about next gen. That did not look like a next gen. When you think of games like Hellblade 2, that's next gen, right? This was not. This was not. What we saw, I don't care how you want to position the situation. I don't care if you guys are excited, Gallopers, about getting a new Ghost game. You cannot tell me that that game looked next gen because it didn't. It did not. Even the things that we saw, they weren't as full. We saw a little snip of the actual gameplay, very small, and this game is supposed to come out next year. So how is this game supposed to come out next year? I just don't see it. If it does, I mean, it's going to be a messy situation. It's not, we're not talking about look at what they did, look at this next gen situation that we're looking at from coming in from PlayStation. So it's gonna be messy. It's gonna, and again, if you're telling me that you're releasing games in 2025, we're talking about next year. What are these games, PlayStation? What are you releasing that we don't know about? If you guys are cooking, what are you cooking? What are you making? I mean, shouldn't people know? Especially, and this is where I'm going to call their bluff, especially with the pisser out. With the pisser out. Shouldn't you want to tell me what you're working on? Shouldn't you want to tell us what's coming now next year? If it's really happening? And I mean, for their sake, hopefully there's something out there that they're working on or money hadn't or whatever the situation may be. But the fact that they're not being transparent and they're just throwing out there a bunch of nonsense that we're supposed to believe with their track record of what they've done as of freaking lately. The fact that right before Factions 2 was supposed to come out, they pulled the plug and told them last minute, we're not releasing that game. Even if they told us these specific games are happening, how are you supposed to know or think that these games are actually going to be released? But we go back and we think about, Factions 2, we think about Spider-Man multiplayer. These games should have came out with the game. Factions 2 should have been a part of The Last of Us. 8 years working on that game, you guys, to get canceled last minute. Spider-Man multiplayer should have been a part of Spider-Man 2. They should have thrown that in there. Right? They complain about the fact that people don't continue to play their games. Your games are not something that people will continue to play. They're a one and done situation. And you're expecting people to go ahead and keep on rebuying these games and rebuying these games? Spider-Man 2 should have been Spider-Man. Oh, I'm hearing an echo.
Just came back on.
There you go. There you go, Scott. There you go. Oh, yes. Good. Thank you.
Okay.
The multiplayer should have been a part of the actual game. They want to break everything up. They've been doing it with their games, and they thought that people were going to go ahead and separately. Now they're talking, and I'm bringing this up because people are talking as if this is a real thing that's taking place. Horizons, they're saying that they're going to go ahead and make a multiplayer that's going to go ahead and sell by itself. Why are we talking about that? If you're remastering the game and you're going to release a multiplayer, release it together. This should not be a broken up situation. People should not buy your games in pieces. It's bad enough that you're doing it with your consoles. You're selling the disk drive separately. You're saying the stand separately. Shame on you. But you can't do this with your games. You
Yeah.
can't.
Well, I mean, they try.
You shouldn't.
They
You
try, but that's why none of it
shouldn't.
works because nobody wants they're not listen, nobody trusts their multiplayer, right? This is just the reality,
But that's
right?
why they should build on
Yeah, put
people
it in.
getting
Put it
hooked
in.
with the game, right? They get the game, you have the multiplayer as a part of it. If it takes off, then you have a game that people will continue to play. Then you start releasing skins for people to go ahead and spend more money.
Do they have
It's
blueprints? They have blueprints. Call of Duty is there. Call of Duty does it. They release a campaign, people buy it. They can't buy the multiplayer separately. They buy the campaign, and then they keep playing the multiplayer. If your multiplayer is good, they'll keep playing your multiplayer. But the
exactly.
problem is they don't think it's going to be good.
What
That's
makes
why
you
they're
think that
afraid.
people are gonna show up to buy it on its own then? What makes you
Agreed.
think that people are gonna go ahead and you're gonna get the engagement that you're looking for if you yourself don't believe in these games enough?
Agreed.
So what's the situation here? You're trying to go ahead and make that quick buck and hope that you trick a couple of people. That doesn't work anymore. I do want to bring up because I'm seeing all these pictures over here again, and we couldn't I couldn't move out of the screen. But I'm seeing that all the pictures out here, and I'm remembering Jim Ryan's desperation with Call of Duty and seeing when the pistol released, right? I I said it back then, and I'm gonna say it again. For them, what they thought was going to push the pisser were gonna be the marketing rights to Call of Duty. That was going to go ahead and get the pisser out. We talk about the
Mhm.
lack of games that they have for this console, and that's what they needed to put out here. They thought that Call of Duty alone, those marketing rights, those boxes out there, the pisser with Call of Duty on the box, was going to push this console.
They
This
did think that.
console is not being sold because what? I tell you right now, if this box had Call of Duty on it, this box, this pisser will be selling. It's not
Selling more
selling.
for sure.
And yes, and it's not selling. And Jim Ryan was that desperate because the plans were already there. They've been having the marketing rights for Call of Duty for quite a while, and they thought this year was going to be the same. And they figure the box will release with that. And that's not the situation. So
Not at all. Did
talk
you
about a
get Will
SmackDown.
Broke Boy's last
No,
super
no,
chat?
let's get in there, and I'm looking for power balls,
This one right here? Did you
yes,
get
go
this
ahead, get
one?
in there.
All right, our homie Will Broke Boy Lewis, my
Will,
dude. Thank
thank
you,
you,
bro, for
bro.
being here, man. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says we accuse PlayStation fanboys of not being too smart, but if PlayStation dropped the Pro price 50 to 100 just after they purchased for 700, there would be outrage. Yeah, people are going to be pissed. Now that being said, Broke Boy, um, I saw in the chat, okay, um, that Power Boss
That's what I'm looking
had
for, I can't
said
find it.
that there was breaking news that the Pro is on sale.
No. Wait, hold on, okay, I'm looking,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm almost there.
Yeah, he said breaking news. So my question is, where do you see that, Power Boss? Do you have a advertisement for it, or do you have something for it so that I could bring it up on the screen? Because I'm not that I don't believe you. I like to be able to be like, hey, this is the reality. Look at what we're seeing. So it says breaking
How do
Walmart
I
Black
not
Friday.
see this? I
No
was
idea.
looking for that.
Says breaking Walmart Black Friday deals. PlayStation 5 Pro $50 off, 650. Xbox Digital All White Edition off $120.
Ooh.
No, 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 no. That's not
Oh,
true.
that's up here, here we go. Oh, that was farther back
No,
than
no,
I
no.
was looking.
No, no. That's not true. The Xbox Digital All White is 450. That's what the box costs, 450. So if it was $120 off, it would be 320. Or I'm sorry, 330, right? Because
Yeah,
the all white digital edition,
450
the
to
Series
320
X,
if it's
is
$120 off,
450.
yes.
Yeah, so it would be 350 if it was or 330 if it was $120 off. And then the Xbox Series X is $15 off. from 500 to 485. I don't think I know. I don't think that maybe I'm misreading it. Or maybe something is just yeah, Powerball's grab it for me, man. Appreciate it, bro. Send it over. In the meantime, we do have our boy Gotham guy in the building. What's up, my
Yes.
man? Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you, fam. Says
Thank
with
you.
that $10 super chat, man. Appreciate you, homie.
Thank you.
Says I can't say which retail store I work at on the air,
Oh,
but we received a boatload of regular PlayStation 5s with Fortnite on the box. These are street dated for Black Friday. So these are the Black Friday deals.
yo, thank you so much for letting us know.
Appreciate you,
That's
fam.
awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
So they're still gonna push that. They're still pushing that PS5, and that's the thing. That's what they're gonna keep pushing because that's what sells,
The
right?
PlayStation 5, and you're seeing they did have, so okay, so that's part of their deal if that's what they're doing, because we do see the controller. I don't know if you guys notice it right there to on the top left of this, the pissers, right? That's that Fortnite controller that they showed us. They threw everything um in the kitchen sink.
Right.
They threw everything during that short, small show that they had. It was freaking 2 players on Lego Fortnite, the Fortnite controller. Like these are man, that was one heck of a messy and desperate show that we saw from PlayStation. Okay, so they're hoping that Fortnite will go ahead and kind of they're like, okay, so
Well,
they're super.
I don't think the PlayStation 5 is gonna have a problem selling this holiday, right? Like
No,
it's
no,
always all these
because
the main consoles are gonna sell. The Pro is the question, and that's the thing that I don't think you walk into the store, see the PlayStation 5 Pro sitting there at 700 or according to Powerball 650 if they're already doing a discount, which would blow my first of all, if that's true, which again, I'm not down on you, Powerballs, but I just need to see it. If that's true, that already tells you everything you need to know about the success of this box, right? No one's buying it. This is what Black Friday normally is for a launch console. You ready? Hey, guess what, guys? On Black Friday, we're gonna have the box here. So you're just gonna be happy to go buy
go
the
find
Pro
it.
because it's here. We're gonna have some. But that's not the case. They're giving the shit away already. They're already lowering the price. Bro, come on, man.
Yo, I
Come on,
see
man.
Cage. What's up, Jersey boy? I see my girl Becca. Thank you for being here. Gun Griffin in the house. Beyond Immortal. What's up? So, Beyond Immortal says, even though I have a Series X now, I still believe the Series S is the best console on the
Oh,
market.
yeah. I mean, when you think about the price versus what you're getting for it, I
Yep,
mean, the price of entry is so low
it's
for next
ridiculous.
gen. And it's not like, honestly, when you do the side by sides comparisons and shit like that,
Yeah.
it's pretty much the Series S and the Series X is just like the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro. Like, yeah, there's a difference, but it's not like, oh my God, crazy ridiculous, right? Like, of course, the Series X looks the best, but the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series S doesn't look like you're playing a last generation version of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just the resolution that changes. Maybe you don't get ray tracing, but or maybe the Series S doesn't have a certain feature on it or whatever it is. But outside of that, these things are pretty similar, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Also,
and that's
let's not
for the
forget
cost.
let's not forget that S was 149.99 last year during Black Friday. So, let's see how they come in this year. Um, G Maybe in the building, he says freaking Sony using a free game to catch that FOMO. Again, focus is on hardware sales. They aren't learning any lessons. You're absolutely right. They're going ahead and trying to, they know the games that these people are playing. They don't have Call of Duty, so they went to go ahead and get cozy and tight with Fortnite, right? I have the Fortnite chair, so I guarantee you that a lot of these parents that see a box with Fortnite on it, will get it for their kids. Or if someone's into Fortnite and they see the box, see, the great thing would have been, and I don't know if that's what they're doing, if they had the wings,
Oh, the panels?
the
Definitely not.
panels. Yes,
I don't think
definitely not, but
I
that
don't
would
think
be
so.
dope because what are you gonna do with the damn box? So, the panels is what would have been
It has to
super
include
dope.
some shit, right? Like some
It
skins
has
or
to come with
something like
something
that.
that makes people pumped about it, but even if getting a PlayStation 5, seeing the box with Fortnite on it, if you're into Fortnite, that, that might be exciting, or gifting it to someone who's into Fortnite, but again, if they went ahead and paid more money and gotten the actual wings, the panels with it, that would have been a great move.
I mean,
Or
if it came in the box, like if you bought
yes,
the
if they
PlayStation,
design one, yes,
yeah,
that had those
like the
panels.
Spider-Man one, right? But if
Yeah,
they did a Fortnite one,
exactly. There you
that would
go.
have been something that made
Been
people got a little more pumped for it and
that would have
shit.
been a big deal, I think.
Yeah, I mean, listen, people in the chat have brought up the fact that like Series S has had Fortnite bundles as
I have
well.
Will Broke Boy Lewis
Oh, right
here.
there. The
Will
homie
Broke
Will
Boy
Broke Boy with that
Lewis, what's
$2 super
up,
chat.
bro?
Thank you, homie, for being here. It says Series S has had a few Fortnite bundles in the past. I agree. I agree. It really was something that Xbox has taken advantage of in the past. Fortnite's a free soul, right? Fortnite don't give a shit. Fortnite has
Don't.
players everywhere.
But it does, this is the first time, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that PlayStation is doing this, with
Uh,
Fortnite. With
I mean,
Fortnite?
it's possible they've had it in the past.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think that I don't it's I
Well, it's a
mean,
good
maybe it is,
move
but I
for
don't
them
think
to
it's
do it right before the
yeah,
holidays.
they're
I
doing it
don't know
for
if
the
this is their
holidays.
first, yeah, for it. Um, I don't know if this is the first time that they've done it, but
Yeah, it's
hold on tight to what you can. This is what they're doing.
agreed. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, um the Pro is just not something that tells us that, "Hey, I need this." Right? For the average person, it's just not. Go ahead and keep going, baby.
Holy crap, I just read Colin Prime. Colin Prime, um, Colin Prime says they are doubling down on PSN account requirements for PC. So they haven't learned that lesson either. What? That was a big lesson that they should have learned this year. That was a huge mess. They're still having those requirements. That's wild. See, this is my problem with them. I do think that letter was just a bunch of nonsense. They put that out again to try to hype people up. What are the games that you were talking about on that letter that you put out? Come tell us about the games. This is what I'm talking about with their shady ways. They're still freaking, yo, this is wild. This was a huge thing for them to learn from this. They shit the bed with this situation. They did hardcore with freaking Helldivers 2. I think they had the same problem with Stellar Blade, did they not? This crap with the PSN account, like the
No, Stellar
PC,
Blade is not on
they didn't do
PC.
it with that. Yo,
It's
the
not on
PC
PC.
players were pissed. There were people that bought freaking Helldivers 2 that couldn't get into it because they can't get a freaking PSN account on certain countries. So this is what I'm talking about. PlayStation doesn't change their ways. They don't learn anything new. It's always the same nonsense. They always try to put something out there where they're trying to cover up the truth. Um so I'm going to call it lying.
Facts,
I'm
facts.
gonna call it lying. That's wild.
So check this out over here as well. Look again, and this is just there's so many examples, but this is Death Stranding, right? The PlayStation game, right? That is now on Xbox. right? And if you notice, if you look at the picture, right, you see the Xbox Series S in the background, right? Has that you can see some detail in the rock. On the Series X, you see a whole bunch of detail in the rock, right? And all the way in the background.
Yes.
And then look at the PlayStation 5, less. On the
Oh,
PlayStation 5 Pro, less. The PlayStation 5 Pro
wow.
has less
Less
detail
than, yo,
than the
than the
Series
S.
S. Than the Series S
Wow.
in the
What?
distance.
Listen, if you can't see that the top consoles here are the S and the X, I don't know what kind of pony powder you got smacked up with. This is like clear as day situation. Wow, look at the piss. This is what I'm telling you. I will say you see a bit more definition on the rocks with the Pro than you do with the 5, and it's still nowhere near
Still less than
the
the S.
S. So back to the comment that the Series S is the best freaking console out there for the price, especially. I mean, they should. It seems to me like the PlayStation 5 should be on sale for $149.99 this holiday season. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Get mad if you want, Gallopers, but it just seems that way to me. And that right there is still a steal for PlayStation because they obviously cannot deliver the way that they can with the S.
Look, they went ahead and zoomed in on
Wow.
it. So you see the S, the Pro.
Yo, this is
The
embarrassing.
S,
This is
the
embarrassing.
Pro. Yo, how's the Pro getting lapped by a $250 console?
Getting slapped up. Slapped up.
This
That's
is,
wild.
but this is the thing, man. This is what we're talking about, bro. Like, think about it. Think about it. It's really crazy that the Pro came out and it's not universally successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a thing where I have a Pro, so guaranteed everything I play is gonna look and be better.
Yep.
It's not. It's not. The game runs on 60 on the Series S and the X. So, what benefit are you getting having the Pro and playing Death Stranding?
None. I mean, you can play it on the S and the X right now at a discount price. So, what are the benefits? Do tell, do explain. I'll wait. But since I will be waiting for a while, if I wait for an answer on that, I'm going to go to Christopher over here that says PlayStation dropped the ball with the Pro, and their launch games were just remakes of games they already remastered. Now, I have a question. The Horizons game, is that a remake or a remaster?
So, well, are you talking about Horizon
For
Zero Dawn?
yes,
That's a
for
remake because they're
that
they're
they're remaking it for the Pro.
no, not for the Pro, for the regular PlayStation 5. It's just that they're using the assets from Horizon Forbidden West. So they're taking the assets they use for Horizon Forbidden West and they're upgrading the characters and stuff
So it's a
on
remaster.
Zero. So it's I mean, I guess it depends
Exactly.
because it's taking assets they already have and they're bringing it to the PlayStation 5, right? So they're bringing it to the original game on the PlayStation 5.
So there's no clear answers what I'm getting from this. Remake, remaster, like what are we talking about here, PlayStation? Yeah, they needed to come out here with a shoot ton of
And Lazaro
Dan,
with that $2 super
get
chat.
it.
Appreciate your homie. He says, but Mike Cerny is a genius. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, no,
Wow.
that's it's crazy, but this is the truth, man. This is the truth. We've always known it. We've always said it. The reality, and frankly, Phil Spencer said it. We saw the email back when the PlayStation 5 got announced and his Series X got announced, and he said, "We have the better console. We have the more powerful console. I love what we did, right?" He knows that. And it must be the most frustrating thing. And that's why, obviously, or honestly, I think it's such a big deal to just keep buying buildings. You know what I'm saying? Just scoop up as many people as you can, because you start minimizing how many people are going to say, we're going to focus on making the game better for the PlayStation, or using that as the first place we make it, and then double back and port it over to the Xbox, right? You got to take advantage of the hardware in front of you. That's why I kind of wish that Xbox would break away from AMD and just like use Nvidia and make it where you can no longer just easily port over. And it's like, no, if you're gonna make a game for Xbox, you gotta make the game for Xbox, right? This whole point, like just cut and copy over to the other fucking console bullshit is nonsense. Because that's why we've had this thing where it's so similar, right? Because you're just copy and pasting over and just making it a little. They're not fine tuning it. Look at, as soon as you see Death Stranding come out here with the Series S looking better than the Pro version. Come on, man. Come on. 4 times the power. And you can't tell me you can't make that and this is their end. Oh, fam. Bro, this is the PlayStation engine. This is a PlayStation. This is Decima. This is built for the PlayStation. How is the Xbox running their engine better than a PlayStation does? Why do I have more detail in the
CMoney. That's called a
distance?
smackdown. Just like, supposedly they're known for these cinematics, and that's been slapped up too. That's why this whole situation where Hiroki's out here, whoever it was, explaining their strengths, it's like, go ahead and figure that out. You've got things to talk about before you put out a statement like that. You are not any longer good at what you thought you were good at. That has been squashed. Big Miss Gaming in the
Oh
building. What's
boy.
up, bro? That's our homie right there. He says, I'm enjoying Death Stranding a lot. The story is great. A lot of deliveries, but the story is where it's at. Listen,
Big Migs, you got to send me like a save. You know what I'm saying? Can you copy a save and send it to somebody? Just give me a save that's past the first, few hours, and maybe I can see what else is there. It's just like Queen Blueface. I get to a certain point and I go night night.
well, listen, this is and I think it's pretty.
You know what I'm saying? Just always
Is
does
that
it.
the game looks good, but what in the UPS are we talking about here? Come on, man. Ain't nobody trying to make deliveries. Just stick to the story.
I want to ask Adidas
Jeez.
20 because he works for the post office.
Yes.
Our homie. I wonder if he plays this shit and he's like, F this game. I'm not gonna play this crap.
Oh my gosh, we gotta talk to Adidas.
Yeah,
For
see,
sure.
Big Mix, this is exactly where I am. It says the first 3 hours is tedious, but you got to get past it. I can't
Listen, there's so
physically.
many games out there to play.
I go to sleep.
Guys, I'm almost at the end of my 3rd run with Ara history. Oh my god. Guys, there's so much out there that it's just so good that for you to tell me that I gotta spend 3 hours to get to somewhere where this game picks up in the story, and it's like, come on, man, that's too long. Just other things.
Facts. Agreed
Other
100%.
things.
Agreed 100%. Michael Yu has our answer.
Michael,
Says,
he always
it's a
does.
remaster because Sony themselves have named it Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Problem solved.
There you
100%
go.
a
It's a
remaster.
remaster. It's not a remake. And that's what we're going to have to expect from them when it comes to these other games. They're going to remaster it. It doesn't matter how old the game is. We do know that they're probably looking into their library to see what they can go ahead and remaster and bring forward that will maybe cause some hype. But the idea of them remaking games that and taking that chance of these games not selling as they expect them or need them to sell, I don't think they even have the time to go ahead and remake anything. Right now, all they want to do is flip things over. Flip things over. Let's go. Let's see. There's urgency on that Lost, right? There's urgency on that over $400 million loss that they had with Concord. There's urgency with the pisser not selling like they thought it would. There's urgency with Astrobot getting critically acclaimed and not freaking selling the way that they expected to. 1.5 mil. Yes, it outsold some of their games as of lately that can barely hit a mil. It freaking definitely outsold Concord. Concord's dead. Vaya con Dios, right? But when you think of 65.5 million boxes out there and you're selling 1.5 million copies of a game, that's embarrassing. It ain't it. It ain't
100%.
it.
100%. I will say right here, GB, thank you, brother, for being here,
Yo,
man.
GB, what's
Thank you for this
good?
message.
Good morning, love.
Says Series S and PlayStation 5 are closer than the media would have you believe. GB, you ain't lying, though. We've already spoken on this, right? It's already come out.
Bars.
Factually speaking, the Series S is more technically capable than the PlayStation 5. Outside of resolution, like if it like it, all things being equal, outside of resolution, the Series S has the entire capability of RDNA 2. It's fully fledged RDNA 2. This is not the cutback PlayStation 5 that we know for a fact has been confirmed that is not RDNA 2, is less than. And the same is to be said about the Pro. That is why you see the same scenario for the Pro and the PS5. They're both cannot compete with the Series S like for like in this situation, right? It's just these are just the facts. This is where they are. And then PS5 blows. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Says
Yo.
yes, Series S has a faster CPU than the PlayStation 5. Again, different design targets. Series X was designed to be a 4K powerhouse, right? The Series S was designed for 1080p, right?
And that's why you can't believe everything you freaking hear. PlayStation 5, how much is that? How much is the Series S? I mean, just because it's priced a certain way, it doesn't mean it's worth the money. And that is our exact point when it comes to the pisser. Let's go. Yes,
We
that's
got the
where I was
homie Dan
heading.
Lazaro in the
That was
building.
Sarah. What's good, bro?
Thank you, bro, for that $5 super chat,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
He said it gets good after 3 hours. I turn off movies after minutes if I don't like it. Nah, fam, I'm
You
good.
and me both. Heck yeah.
Like you could tell if something's gonna be good enough to kind of stick with. That being said, it's a weird situation because I'm between Dan and Big Migs in this sentiment because I play every time I play or every time I start, Death Stranding, I get like I'm playing, I'm like, all right, I could get through this. I think this is gonna be the time.
Can get through this.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. So if I'm playing at night, I'm going ahead. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. And then next thing I know, it's morning in real life, and I'm sleeping, like slobbering with the remote on my body because I just fell asleep. It is just not engaged, and it's always the same time. I've seen the same things over and over again. And I know you might say to yourself, well, why don't you just continue on from there? Because the gaps of time that pass from when I first played it to when I try it again are so far away because the last time I fell asleep. So I don't have this urgency saying to myself, let me spend more time.
Let me get back
playing
in
it.
there.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? My body kind of says, nah, dog, no, just stop. Go play
Well,
something
that's the
else.
thing, and that's why, like, I love that message from Dan. The same thing. I have the same thing going on with movies. Like, it has to be worth my time sitting there, and like, if it ain't it, it ain't it. Let's go. There's so much out there to see. There's so much out there to play that it's like, why not have fun while it's happening, right? And enjoy it. Powerballs. Ooh, he is not finding it. He says, dang, on phone can't find it again. That pricing information from before. I can't wait till I fix my computer on Tuesday. Oh, good luck, bro. Get that fixed. Hopefully it all goes well. But yeah.
I'm checking right now just to see.
MBG says, don't talk down to PlayStation 5 Pro. Thanks. Yep, let's go.
Oh yeah,
Let's go.
MBG. Great. For sure. We'll definitely make sure to not do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to hurt your feelings. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't even know where looking on the leak. Like it says, like Walmart thing leaked, but who knows if this is even.
Get money 883 says, just to let everybody know, just a reminder, PlayStation has no games, all right? Just in case anyone forgot while we're doing, this podcast. It's like, yeah, just remember, they have no games. They don't. It's really pathetic, the situation that's taking place over there. It's really pathetic. Um but again, you're saying you're cooking, right? So you don't need to give us the recipe. Just let us know what kind of dinner you're making, you know? It's the right thing to do.
Listen, that microwave cooking is not enough,
When
right?
they said though that they're sticking to those first party games and the IP that they are known for, right? The first thing that came to mind, and I said it right there, remasters. Remasters. They're not saying that they're going ahead and these are brand new games, right? I don't think they're making a new freaking Last of Us, right? They're not making a new God of War. They're not making a new Spider-Man. I think that they're making uh remasters. And that is, if you think about it, it goes right with what they put out there. So I suggest these ponies, before they go ahead and get smacked down with the truth, that they leave some wiggle room before they go in head first into the capping for PlayStation and their games. Like at some point the lesson has to be learned that maybe it's not worth the embarrassment to or going through being proven wrong. The
Yeah.
committing that they do is commitment at its
Look,
finest.
look at Jacob Novak over here
Yo,
saying, "Oh, poor gamers." But I thought you were required per Mark Cerny to zoom into the distance to see a difference in the graphics. Damn, when we zoom into this difference is not into this
it's not
distance.
making it better,
Not
Jacob.
helping, not
It's
helping, not
not.
helping.
Man, maybe you
Uh,
gotta draw them in certain areas.
maybe.
Maybe you gotta use your, because you know how. Oh, I got it, Jacob. I'm onto something. You know how the ponies are delusional. I think they want them to.
Gallopers.
The gallopers. Yeah, I think they want them to use their imagination to fill in the rest.
Well, that's the pisser technology.
Yes, that's what they're trying to do. They're like, you know what? We've seen them out there. We know what they do. We know what they say. They have one heck of an imagination. Maybe they can fill in the rest. So it's like an activity book rather than a game, right?
Facts. Yeah,
There it is. We
when they go
cracked it.
ahead,
We
you crack
cracked
the
it,
code.
Jacob.
So when they first buy the Pro and they feel that pain in their in their hearts, like in their wallet, real quick, like, oh, that hurt. What they didn't realize is that right there at that moment, they were injected with the pisser technology. It goes in
Ooh,
their head. It's not in the box. It goes inside of them. And that's where in their eyes, even though we see the reality, they see it the other way.
they see
They
something
swap the screens.
else.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
the way to do
go.
it. That's the way to do it.
There you go.
So our homie Big Mig Games say I play almost every genre, so some chill gaming doesn't bother me. Not everything gotta be action. Sometimes I gotta relax. I get that
No, I hear
for
you. I
sure,
hear you.
for
But
sure.
NyQuil on in video game form, that's
Like, dude, how many times can just let me walk? You know what I'm saying? Why do oh left? Oh shit, I'm falling this. Oh shit, I'm falling this. It's nonstop. Imagine, all right, you all are. This is exactly why this game doesn't work for me. Imagine you're playing, Tomb Raider or any of these games, right? But you always get to that scene where there's two pieces of land and you're up high. You're on one side, the other side is over there, and there's this board, this narrow board that connects you from this land to that land. And I have to walk on the narrow board, and you're walking, right? And then it'll go like this. Oh, and then you have to, oh no, let me go to the left so she doesn't fall. And then you'll walk a little bit more, and then oh, and then no, let me go to the other side to make her not fall, right? And you do that a few more times, and then you make it to the other side, right? And you're like, thank God that's over. That was such a pain in the ass. I just wanted to walk, right? Like, let's just assume that she's doing the balancing, right? Let's just assume that the character I'm playing with knows that they don't want to fall to their death, so they'll balance themselves out, right? That is the entirety of Death Stranding. That is Death Stranding, the game. The segments where you're walking on that plank, hoping not to fall, that's literally what Death Stranding is. Nonstop trying to balance yourself from not falling over. It really is a tedious game for me, right? It's tedious. And that's why I don't even see it as relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's not relaxing. It's like, oh my God, let me walk
Here we
down this
go.
hill.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going too fast. He's probably gonna fall and drop all the shit everywhere. It's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass, man. Excuse me. Jeff Seifert, what's up, homie? Thank you for being here.
Jeff, what's good, bro?
Says, didn't Gallopers bitch and complain about Red Dead Redemption 2 and having to get through the first 2 to 3 hours before the game
Oh my
opened up?
gosh.
Because God of War 2018 came out that year and they didn't want RDR2 to win Gotti. Yes. So that, first of all, that is a complete and utter lie with that first 2 to 3 hours. Like, the first 2 to 3 hours of RDR2 are phenomenal, right? They build the world perfectly. They set the stage amazingly. Love it. RDR2 is one of the GOATs, right, of all time. It's such a great, phenomenal game.
I love
God
that.
of War does not hold a candle to RDR2, bro. And the sales tell you why. You take God of War 2018, God of War Ragnarok, and probably all 3 or all 4 of the other God of Wars that came out back in PlayStation 2 times, and I almost guarantee you that they have not sold more than RDR2. RDR2 sold, Red Dead Redemption 2 has sold 67 million copies.
Ooh, yes.
All of God of War combined is not touching that, bro. It's just not. It's just not.
But I love that he brings up the point that, it's they put this out there, right? 2 to 3 hours. I'm not spending that time to get into it and have it pick up, right? But then on the other hand, they want people to not complain when these problems happen with PlayStation games. Um, but yeah,
Now
that's it.
listen, I see in the chat, like, the homie Max, right? He says, gotta admit, I bought the Pro. There's nothing listen, again, the people who bought the Pro, it is what it is. That's your choice, right? If you want to buy it, it's not like you're not stupid for buying it. If you feel like, for your money, it's you, if you're gonna, if like, I could get behind the reasoning for somebody like you who mostly plays Xbox or is an Xbox dude, and then you say to yourself, all right, well, I don't play my PlayStation often, so when I do, I want to play it, the best version of it,
Well,
right?
I mean, zoom out over here with this picture that you have. Go back.
Um,
Where
hold
we
on,
see the PlayStation 5 and the Pro.
wait, all right, here we go. This one.
Yep. Okay. So there is a difference between the 5 and the Pro.
You're getting the better
You're
version
getting
on
the
the
better
Pro than on the
version,
5.
but it's not looking like the S. That's the argument. The argument is for people to put out there that this console is freaking a 4090,
Yeah, like, you're
a
also not out there
4070.
you're also not out there saying, "Oh my god, the Pro is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe that
Exactly.
we've been being held back for so long." You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the crap that these people say and they do to make it seem like they're doing something, like they're trying to justify the purchase. If you feel like you have to justify your purchase, you probably shouldn't have done it, right? Like, the reality is,
Exactly. If you bought it because you bought it and it is what it is, then it is what it is. If you're out here battling out why you needed to spend that money and why is freaking God's gift to the world, right? When we can see here the difference, right? But obviously between the PlayStation 5 and the Pisser, it's not a major difference, right? You see a much bigger difference between the S and the X. But overall, those are the two top top pictures that we're seeing here. More detail, more intricate. There's a big difference.
Now, the other thing that PlayStation is doing, which is wild, and you can kind of see why they're doing this, right? This is the Pro is all a profit play, right? Isn't it funny how there's really not a lot of these disk drives available, right?
This is
They sell
wild.
the disk drive, right? So that you can play your physical copies of games,
Yeah.
but they don't make it. Why aren't they making a bunch of them? Right? Supposedly they didn't overmake the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? Or they did overmake, maybe they whatever. Supposedly that's okay, but the disk drive they don't have enough, right?
So
Always sold out.
so the disk drive, um, that's where the scalpers, a lot of them went really in. On
Yes.
the disk drive because again the same situation, these gallopers talk all the time about about how people are broke for having Game Pass when I can just buy the one game, return it, get my money back. Like, what a broke talk right there. But at the end of the day, these games are a lot cheaper when you buy the physical copy, right? So why will you tie yourself down to a digital box? Um, this is why that it makes sense for them to go ahead and say, okay, well, if you want the disk drive, you're gonna have to pay up. But this is just messy. Like if you are going to give people an option, like if you're giving them a console that doesn't have the disk drive, um, even though it should, you should give them the option and kind of like, okay, do you want the disk drive? There's a bundle that comes with it. I don't know.
Or
This
just
is
have them available, right? Like have them available, but it doesn't. And this is where the scalpers are winning. The scalpers are scalping the crap out of this because you can't find them, right? So the people who do have a pro and have games that they want to go, or they want to go on Black Friday and take advantage of these sales and catch up on some of these
they
games that they don't
can't.
have. Like Michelle only has 4 games that are pro enhanced. So if she wants right now to go get some more pro enhanced games, she has to pay full price instead of going to a store and just picking up a brand new sealed copy for $15 or $20. You know what I'm saying? The homie Freddie Fox, what's up, man? Thank
Freddie,
you for
what's
being here. Thank you
good?
for the $2 super
Thank
chat.
you.
Says uh Death Stranding doesn't seem boring anymore because of Xbox. Well,
Listen, in the way that they did it, it was the way that it had to be done. I saw a comment, not in our chat, not here right now, but I saw a comment, I don't remember where,
maybe on
about
Twitter.
the hype of, yeah, possibly the hype of this game being such an old game and the hype that is creating, right? The hype is about the fact that we are mending relationships, we are building bridges. The hype is about the fact that Kojima came out here on Pisser's Day and put this statement out. That's what the hype is about.
Yeah. Agreed.
So
Agreed.
it had to be done that way in order for it to kind of really hit. It just had to.
Oh my god. Will Bro Boys with the $5 super
Yo,
chat.
what's good?
So Doodle,
What's
woman's
up?
opinion. If you were dating C-Money and he sold you his old Xbox at full MSRP so he can get a discount on new one, how would you feel?
Um, so I don't even know how to answer this shit. First of all, I got my own. The one thing that he did say there is that she didn't have one and she doesn't play it and she's never had like this is a situation where it sounded like a favor to begin with. Um it- man, man,
So you wouldn't feel good, is what you're saying.
no.
No. I mean, the scenario could not possibly ever happen
If
because
you
you have
listen,
more self-esteem than that, right? So I think at this time you would be in that situation and you would be like, go fuck yourself, and you would be gone. right?
I
Because that
mean,
would be
the
crazy.
fact that she's dating someone that can't get themselves a pisser.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, it's just what it is. GB, the homie, says, I have the Pro as well, and
Couldn't
I
get
play
past that if you
Fortnite.
were dating CMoney line, by the way.
What does that mean?
If you were dating, like, we're married. Almost 20
Gotcha.
years,
I
that's
think he was.
wild.
I know.
I
I know.
know what you're saying, but it was
Yeah, I know. Next year, 20 years. Crazy. Says GB says, I have the Pro as well, and I played Fortnite. It looks worse than the Series X. Rough shadows and the 120 hertz mode still removes all the textures. Don't know what they optimized. This is like the MO at this point, right? Is disappointment. Like again, Derek Skinkis, he was a PlayStation fan. He was, he bought the damn thing and he took it back the next day. And we had the receipts, the proof that he did it. It's just not it's just not gonna be something for most people. Um Hyper King says profit play is astute.
no.
100%. Absolutely. I did see over here, Beyond Immortal
Beyond was
says,
good.
my
All right,
nephew
let's get
just upgraded from the base PlayStation 4 to just a regular PlayStation 5 earlier this year. I asked him, did he feel any difference? And he said, not really. LOL. He mainly plays Fortnite, COD, GTA 5, and Overwatch. This is what I'm telling you, bro. Like these kids, they're not looking for these freaking first party games, bro. They play the zeitgeist games. They want to play the games that all their friends are playing and
yeah.
talking about.
That they
And
talk
frankly,
about in
it's just not.
school and yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah, dude. Like they leaving the PlayStation 4 behind to PlayStation 5. Great, right? Like leave the old generation, move up to the next if you can. But Fortnite, he played it. It doesn't feel that different, right? It doesn't look crazy different, right? Like these people don't even care about that
Well,
stuff,
because
man.
they're the hype is like, hanging out with their friends, right?
It's true. It's true. That's what they want to do. The homie Big Base Gaming, my dude. Thank you both for
Yo,
being here. Thank you for that
what's up,
$2 super
man?
chat. Says Dreamcast guy used the braille to his advantage. Oh, snap.
I don't, so let me ask you guys,
That's wild. That's wild.
do you believe it? Do we
Supposedly Duke
think that this
Togo,
is like
either Duke Togo or Dave Reezy. I keep forgetting which one because the names look similar. I think it was Duke, maybe Day. But they said that they saw he has a girlfriend, and that it does exist. There is a picture of them somewhere. Maybe she was held hostage. We don't know. But supposedly there's a picture. There's a picture out there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, just that's messy. That's messy. If she's real and he took advantage of her that's
And
wild.
not only that, but then coming out here
And
to the
yeah,
world and
yep,
outing how dumb she is.
yeah.
Like, let's be clear, he has a pretty big following, right? So you're not saying it to like a room full of like 20 people or something like that. You
This
know what I'm
is
saying?
not a sweet situation. She paid what over $200 more than she should have.
Which
Um,
is wild. Which is
yeah,
wild.
like does she not know when you ripped her off? Like what's happening
I
here?
mean, if she went to go buy a new PlayStation 5 right now, it's $500, right?
So maybe
But
that's where he got her.
so he was
Like
like,
I'll
instead
give you
of
mine instead,
like, yeah, instead of going over there, why don't you give it to me and I won't charge you tax? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's the type of
right?
way he tried to finagle her, which is
Man,
I don't know.
that's wild.
Smitty Smith said, nope, that was his cousin. Oh snap.
Oh, oh,
Oh my god. That's wild.
damn,
That's wild.
damn.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man. I mean, that's the reality of this. They're literally abusing the situation. I mean, they're actually doing what DCG did to his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like to everybody else. Like that's how crazy it is. Um Powerball, send it to I can't there's something wrong with YouTube right now, and it's not letting me see like the YouTube chat like directly where I can interact with it. So send it to like a Discord or some shit, and I'll bring it up. Um, the homie Big Miz Gaming, my dude, thank you both for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says
Oh my
his
God.
girlfriend might
Thank
be his
you.
sister. Inbred is a thing. LOL. Damn. Damn. That's wild.
It's wild.
That's wild.
That's wild. But listen, she's just getting in, right? From the way he phrased it. So maybe she just trusted him and doesn't know any better about that. Um I would say if you're in a relationship and he wants a new one, and depending, I don't know what they buy each other, but like just get it for Christmas for him or some crap like that. Get it for the holidays. Um and say here's your gift. It just sounds messy.
So, trying to see. So Jacob saying that the disk drive doesn't even fit right when you use it on the Pro. And he sent me 2 pictures. Oh, so like you see there's a gap. Do you see
Wait,
it?
wait, wait. Do it say that. Let's see.
All right. So you see that? See how the fins should cover
Yep,
all of them, but there's like a gap there
on the bottom.
on the bottom. Yeah, they zoom in over
Oh,
here.
I see. Yep.
You see?
Mhm.
There's like a gap. Like that should be tighter, right? Like that should be done right. Like you can see the clip holes in the like you
Yep.
can see the holes in the back. Like it doesn't look great. So that should be tighter. But yeah, that's wild that it doesn't even fit correctly. Um,
I
I
mean,
don't
if
know.
they
That's
made them
crazy.
like that, it's like, what do you think is going to happen? They're not gonna say, we take pride in what we do. Let's go ahead and resize this." That's not where they're at. So
That's not where they're at. No, not at all. Not at all. It's pretty wild. Shiraku is the guy who posted this picture, by the way. He says theory, PlayStation intentionally made the PlayStation 5 external disk drive scarce for the launch of the PS5 Pro to dissuade players from physical media. So I want to get your take on that, baby. So understand this. So the PlayStation 5 Pro, number one, is already a profit play, right? So they made this box just to make money on the console, right? But then on top of that, um, if they get them to just buy digital, then they save more money, right? They make more money, right? Because they don't have to split it, right? So you have to buy it through them. So what do you think that's the reason why? Do you think that's why they did it this way?
the that they did it this way for what? To look out for the consumer?
No, no, no. No, no, no. They don't
What?
have the disk drive available
Yeah.
to force people to have to buy digital games
Oh,
instead
well,
of physical.
listen, I don't know because I do remember that they did say that they were gonna make plenty of them. Don't worry, we're gonna have enough. That's what they put out there. I know that the scalpers went nuts freaking um buying this stuff, but I wouldn't put it past PlayStation to give them this false sense of security to buy the pisser and feeling like they'll go ahead and be able to find this disk drive so that they can go ahead and sell their digital games. In a perfect situation, in a perfect world, obviously that's what they want. Those games are not discount. So they want them to go ahead and buy these games digitally through them. That will be ideal. Now, did they go ahead and tell people this and they knew that they weren't gonna make enough? That's possible. This
Very
is a
possible.
situation and it comes down to the box at this point, right? It comes down to the box for Spider-Man. They went ahead and they made the Spider-Man PlayStation 5. They didn't go ahead, then they released the wings, the panels.
Yeah.
And they didn't go ahead and make anything different between the 2. Um, that was ridiculous. Like, why do you do that? Aside from having the box, it looks the same. But what
Yeah.
they didn't do it, they didn't make a lot of them, so people felt like they needed to just buy the Spider-Man box. Um, I Sony is known. I don't trust PlayStation with the way that they kind of do things out there. I wouldn't put it past them. Again, it's an ideal situation for them, but I do know that they went ham with the scalpers went ham with the disk drive, which they didn't with the pisser. So,
Yeah, agreed. 100%. So Power Boss did go ahead and send us the link here. So Dreamcast guy was randomly in the mood for some PlayStation 1, so playing Crash 2 with the girlfriend. I still like Crash 3 more, but dang, PS1 always looks great. I feel like
oh,
I mean, she makes him look less creepy when he's just by himself, you know what I'm saying?
he's still making a face, but like when he found somebody, right? So, you know,
Good for him.
yeah,
Good for him. I gotta get G maybe though. Maybe
maybe.
DCG called Make a Wish for a girlfriend before he turned full zombie.
Oh,
Damn. Damn.
what? Damn.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's cold. That's cold for sure. That is cold for sure. Um, look,
Damn.
at the end of the day,
Oh my
this is
god,
what
Jesse
happened.
P, that was amazing. He looks as surprised as I do that he has a girlfriend.
Oh my
Listen,
god.
everyone deserves love out there. Maybe she was being kind and she knew he didn't have enough money to go and buy the Pro and that he really wanted it. So she helped him out. Maybe that's the situation that took place here. Just because he's known a certain way, it doesn't mean that he's not good to her, right? I mean, it doesn't sound like a
I
good
mean, that's that literally
situation.
not being good to
Yeah,
her.
I know that, but
Okay.
but maybe she knew. Maybe she wanted to help him. That's what I'm saying. Maybe she wanted to she was aware and still wanted to help him. Unless listen, if you have a girlfriend finally, um and let's call it what it is, she's a looker for like, man, the fact that you found a girlfriend and she's better looking than you are, um, you should not be messing with that and trying to trick her into anything. So hopefully he was transparent and she just felt bad and gave him some money. Um, but
Mm,
we don't know what kind of self-esteem issues people deal with either. So
I mean, that's true too. Um, so the let we're hold on. I wanted to show one more thing. Um, okay, here, yeah. So again, just like to round it out, but this is the reality here. So the gaming prophet on Twitter says ponies went from the PlayStation 5 Pro is I'm sorry, the Gallopers, God, son of a gun. The PlayStation 5 Pro is a 33 TF 8K 120 FPS ray tracing monster. Xbox and PC gamers are jealous. To 16 teraflops is perfectly fine. To hey, that's not a fair comparison against Xbox. You got to wait for the patch. Oh, it's already patched. Well, then you got to wait for the tools. Hilarious.
they're
So
stressing. I see that for sure.
Rise of the Ronin, right? The game that is literally like a PlayStation 3 game, FPS, 44 FPS with ray tracing on, they can't quite hit it. Damn. And then again, look at the same scene. See, like for like. See, this is the part that the gallopers refuse to do, right? They try to always play it their funky way, right? Like for like, same scene, right?
There we
Look
go.
at the Xbox in performance mode. Look at the PlayStation 5 Pro in performance mode. Look at that.
That's a
60
big
FPS,
difference.
57.
Yep, but even, like, in the picture alone, you
Yep.
don't you
The
don't
image
see
looks
the
better
red
too.
branches, on top. You just see,
Yep.
like, a little red up there, the bushes. Even the girl looks a bit different. I know she's, like, in a bit of a
Well,
different
she's a little
angle.
closer on one side than
Yeah,
the other, but
she's in a different angle, but if I'm seeing the texture of the hair, let me zoom in. I have, can't see too well here, so you guys know. But it
yeah,
seems like even
you
the
gotta see.
texture of the hair is just it's a different situation that we're looking at here. Also the reflection in the water, if you notice that from that pole over there, from the other end, it's much more detailed and accentuated on the Xbox than it is on the Pro. So I mean, we can go on for quite a bit, probably. You also don't see next to her right here on the side by her face. I think it's like a wall or something that's in the distance, or rocks or something. You don't see it. You barely see it. Maybe on the top corner, you may see a little bit of fading, but you don't actually see the wall there or the rocks, whatever it is at that end.
Yeah,
Which you notice it diagonally on the Xbox, and then it goes into fog. You're not seeing that same picture here.
for
So
sure.
there's a lot lacking.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I mean, this is the thing. If you want to pick these things apart, we could easily see that the Xbox version is still a superior version, right? But this is the way that they're gonna try to frame it to feel good, right? And that's really what it is. Understand they could not get ray tracing to work in the performance mode, right? Just not there, right? So all these dudes capping for Alan Wake about the ray tracing, they all lied because they all said that they want to play games at 60 FPS, right? So that's the way that they are trying to make themselves feel better about it. That being said, let's get our boy Dan Lazaro with that $2
Dan,
super chat, man.
thank you.
Appreciate you, homie. Says, to be honest, DCG is on the spectrum. He just says crazy stuff. I mean, listen, I don't disbelieve it. Um, and it is what it is, man. Look, everybody deserves somebody,
I mean, you can.
okay?
He's a PlayStation guy, and the name alone, it's a contradiction. I mean, it's what it is.
Facts,
And I
facts.
love Blueface. Hold on, let me see right here. Let me
Queen
Queen
Blueface?
Blueface. Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on,
okay.
hold on, hold on. Sorry, I went to say the name, but I'm looking for the comment. Go ahead, keep going. I gotta find it.
So looking here, right? Derek Sinkin says, picking at technical aspects, I'm curious what anybody noticed while actually playing the game. No, that's the reason why that's why the pro is a waste of life because no one's going to notice any of this stuff, right? Whether you play on PlayStation or Xbox, you don't notice the differences between the two because you're only playing one version of it. And both versions look good, right? They both look good. Whether you play it on the Series X or the
Here we
PlayStation
go.
5, they look good enough, right? That the differences between them, if you're playing on a PlayStation, you're not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, I should have bought the Xbox version. Like, we're not there right now. I mean, Xbox should have that because there is more power and they should be using it, but they don't, right? These developers are keeping everything like for like with PlayStation. So, yeah, we notice these small details, but they could be blowing them out the water. They just don't, right? And this is just it's a waste. But you're absolutely right, right? This is the things you got to do. You got to look, oh, well, look at this right here. Look at this right here. This is the BS, right? That exists. It's not like Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, right? That had a performance mode on the PlayStation 5. Super blurry, right? Super blurry. It was almost embarrassing. Like, I don't know how you say, let me launch this game with this mode. Like, I guess they felt that it was worse if they didn't have a 60 FPS mode, but it was literally the worst, like 60 FPS mode ever. It's just super blurry. Now in the Pro, they cleaned it up, right? They cleaned it up and it looks more clear now. So now people are like thinking that life has been rejuvenated for them. And it's like, no, fam, every other 60 FPS mode in existence for every other game crapped all over the Rebirth freaking performance mode, like visually. Like it's just whatever reason, Rebirth just looked horrible. So the fact that they made it normal doesn't give Pro some type of like, oh my god, look at what this did. No, this just them cleaned it up and that was it. The bigger one that's damning, and we talked about it like last show, like a couple shows ago, was the Red Dead Redemption 2 pictures. I don't know
Yes.
if you remember seeing those images. Um let me see if I could pop it up here. Um but if you remember, no, it looks like it's gonna be too hard to find it. But they have they're showing side by sides for Red Redemption 2 on the Series X and then Red Redemption 2 on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And that is embarrassing, my friend. Like that one is like, what is happening? Like, how is this okay? Actually, I don't know if we saw this one. Let me put this one real quick. I don't know if you guys saw this, right? This is the PS5 Pro resolution mode versus the wait, I don't want it.
Oh, we hear it. We don't see it.
Oh, you don't see it?
No.
You're kidding me. Oh, because I took us off. My bad. So this is the new Horizon remastered, right? Yeah. So there's the PlayStation 4 version, and this is the PlayStation 5 Pro version, right? So PlayStation 4 Pro versus PlayStation 5 Pro. Obviously, they changed lighting and they changed
The
things
lighting, yes.
like you're telling me if you're a PlayStation 4 owner, right? If you own a PlayStation 4 Pro and you're playing this game, you're telling me you sit here and you say, "Wow, if only I had the PlayStation 5 Pro."
It comes down to the lighting at that's the difference
Yeah.
you see. Um, they've changed that.
They've changed it. That's what makes it remastered. But if they were not had all those additional things and it was just the same game with the power, come
Yeah.
on, man. This just looks
Yeah,
like
the movement, even the movement of the hair, I'm kind of checking
some
out
people
to
like the new look. Some people
see.
prefer the
It's
way it
so
was
small for
originally
me.
shot. So, I mean, again, all these little things where it's you look at it and you think that there's like, oh, what an upgrade. That's why I'm telling you, man, that's why these people on PlayStation 4, all this stuff, um they're not desperate to move
To
because
make
they're
that
not,
move, yeah.
yeah, they're just not, man. They're not desperate to move because it's literally just the just a different take on it, but it's not night and day. It's not like, oh my god, what have I been playing this whole time? It's just realistically speaking, it is not, and that's why they're staying. And the pro's not doing anything to change that. If the pro was able to show something that just made you say, "Holy crap, look at the difference.
The hair
Wow."
does look fuller. I just noticed. I was trying to get to the to it.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, of course, there are
But this is the
benefits to it. It's
problem, and
just
this is what I'm
PlayStation
going to
4.
say. This is the problem. Okay, it should speak for itself, right? The changes
Exactly.
should be big enough that we're not going ahead and trying to figure out the difference, right? We're not seeing Nintendo doesn't come out here with Super Mario Brothers from back in the day and say, look at the difference between that and Mario Odyssey, right? We can all see it. It's clear as day. This should not be the situation that we're looking at and trying to break up to see the difference. Um, I want to go to Queen Blueface with this beautiful message. I wanted to find it because she says about the girlfriend says that there's someone for everyone. I love that. So I just wanted to find it because I was looking for. I wanted to actually show the message. That was beautiful. Um, let's see.
Agreed.
Let's see. Here we go. I'm with you, Hyper King. Sony is going full third party. That's just the reality. That's just what they have put themselves they've put themselves in that situation.
Agreed. I found the image. We
There
saw it
we
on the
go.
we used it on another show, but I
Yes,
wanted
I
to
believe
show
it
it.
was Friday.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a let's not forget that these are last gen games. Okay, so Red Dead Redemption 2 launched on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 generation, not on this generation, right? So, but it did launch on the Pro generation, meaning the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, right? So if you look here, the PS5 Pro versus the Series X, it doesn't change anything. It's still blurry. This is this is the problem. This here is when you play on Series X versus you play on a Pro, you're looking at different games, right? You're looking at different games. The Series X still slaps up the Pro, right? Because no matter what, they're still running the same old PlayStation game.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I didn't remember that this is the freaking Pro. I just saw I heard you say and I went and looked for it.
Yeah,
But yeah, we did talk about it. I remember. I
yeah.
didn't remember right now that it was this is a freaking Pro. Yeah, the branches, the details on the branches, his beard, it's just it's the latest console.
And it doesn't change anything. Like the tech in the Xbox, like the software that they use with backwards compatibility and they were able to enhance resolution, frame rates, all this stuff. That's revolutionary, right? And they did that shit with software. So they did take games that were 30 and turn it into 60, right? That was a revolution. This Pro is just taking what you already have and enhancing it slightly. That's why it's not selling. That's why nobody cares. Look at what it is doing with Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the biggest games ever that people are still buying constantly. Okay. And look, it still looks worse than the Series X. And this is the Pro, right? Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. Let me get Eamon Burns, man. Thank you for being
Yo, what's good?
a member for 3 months.
Thank you.
If I was getting a new console, I would have gave it to her. I wouldn't have charged her anything. What a dick move. What's the crack? Yo, I mean, that is the thing that makes logical sense. Like if that's
That's
your
what makes sense, but again, you don't know we don't know their situation, but for him to put it out here like that, who knows how she feels about that, or if she knows about that. I can only assume she does,
well, listen,
but
that's
that
it.
would have been the thing to do, right? Like, "Look, I'm getting a new one, here you go."
Agreed. That's it, guys. That's what we're gonna wrap it up, man. I think we went ahead and had some fun. You know what I'm saying? Slapping up these gallopers with their nonsense and the desires that they have to try to make everyone believe that this is some huge upgrade, that they're living the life now. They hated their PlayStation 5, but now, oh, now finally I love the PlayStation brand again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. That's crazy. But that being said, guys, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Thank you all so much for rocking with us. We
Thank you,
appreciate you.
guys.
Remember, we'll be back Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time with Night Quest. We're gonna have some fun, so be sure to come rock with us then. Shout out to everyone who went ahead and super chatted, man. It means a lot
Thank
to
you,
us.
guys.
Shout out to the homie Music 72 for becoming a member,
Yes.
man. Thank y'all so
Welcome, baby.
much.
Thank you.
Really, really cool of you. So appreciate you, homie. Shout out to all of our members who rock out with us. The list is flowing on the bottom. So shout out to all of you. Appreciate
Oh.
y'all. What happened?
Primo said if I would have stayed with you, if you
If you
tried
would
to
have,
do
would you have
that.
stood for it
i-
if
i-
CMoney tried to sell you a used console at MSRP when you were dating?
You
No,
guys don't know what
no.
C Money, the things that he did. Um, you guys don't know. That's wild.
Like, well, don't leave them like the good things that I did,
Yes, the good
like
things. Yes.
the things that I did and showed you and
Yes.
spent on is the
Oh
opposite.
my
I didn't make you pay.
God.
I paid so much for different
Yes.
things. So,
He went all out. That was wild. Yeah. Yeah.
guys, Thank you again, man. Appreciate ya.
The answer is no. I
The
don't
answer is
think
no. The answer
so.
is no.
I don't think so. But to each their own. That's why I'm trying to.
Big Mick says CMoney said clarify that. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, not so. I assume that they would not. Like we've been married for almost 20 years, 6 kids. I assume they know, but
Don't assume.
that I
This
wouldn't
is
put up
YouTube.
with anybody's nonsense. But yeah, he this is I'm trying not to say I don't know their situation. I don't know how, whatever they've got going on. And him is different, but she's like not out there. She was just trying she was just trying to do something nice. I don't know. This was more so
There's DCG with his girlfriend. That's
my
what
feelings.
Fark you sent me.
My own feelings, like,
Oh shit.
no, that's not freaking cool. That's
Yeah,
not
it's not cool,
okay.
man. That's bullshit.
That's not all right.
That's
Like,
bullshit.
shit. Come
Yes,
on,
sir.
man. Buy your own shit. Buy her a freaking. You want her to play with you? Buy her the pisser, and you both can play together. Like, stand on your own 2 feet, bro. This is the
Facts.
problem with the way that. See, I can't get too into it.
Let's
But
not get
this is
into it.
the
Let's
problem
save
with
it for the next
society
show.
right now. The way that men behave,
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Yeah, it is not. But with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Doodle, we're gonna end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle,
Yes,
we're done.
we are.
Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're